In the words of two-time Grammy Award winner Shaggy, never underestimate the strength of a woman. And of course, the women will have their strength on display here in the final day of the Women's Seniors 15 competition, the 2023 Rugby America's North tournament. Starts with this game, Mexico versus Cayman Islands, live at the Uemona Bowl, St. Andrew, for the bronze medal. It's a little bit hotter than it was on Saturday around this time. This is day 5 of the tournament, the final day of competition. 32 degrees Celsius as we approach midday, and 10 kilometers per hour. The wind speed around this time on Saturday was a little bit, it was 8 kilometers per hour, so the women would have a lot more wind to work with under these conditions. So this is what the schedule looks like for today. 2 matches. Jamaica finishing 5th, had a pretty decent start to the tournament, but then fell off and had to settle for that 5th position. But the bronze medal match will see Mexico and Cayman Islands. That will be in a few moments. And then the women's final between USA South and Trinidad and Tobago. USA South hoping they can recapture that gold medal. So we had action yesterday, the final day of the men's under-19 action, and it started with this game. Of course, well, this was the second game, Bermuda versus Trinidad and Tobago. Bermuda had the upper advantage at the start of the game. It was a very tight game. Of course, the Trinidadians were very useful of their kicks. Nicholas Ashim, the captain of the Trinidad and Tobago team, took them into the break at 6-0, but then Bermuda, they took over and won the game eventually 7-6. Yeah, so these are the full results from yesterday, the final day of men's under-19 competition. Cayman Islands had a 52-0 margin over Guyana for the 5th place gate position, and Guyana failing to get a try in the entire tournament, but of course they'll be back next year hopefully and better than they were this time around. Bermuda, they had the bronze medal versus Trinidad and Tobago, and then this game was the big game, USA South versus Jamaica, the grand final, a repeat of last year's final. And this one was very, very close. The Jamaicans and the USA team were very aggressive. They wanted this win. They wanted a medal. There was a slight lead for the Jamaicans heading into the half, and then they took over 15-11 at one point, but then it came down to a little bit of indiscipline at the end. The USA team, they held on and eventually took over for a 15-11 win and the gold medal. So it was a lot of action here. It promises to be more action here today. Very close as the women get ready to compete against each other. And before we get to those games and look forward to those games, let's have a chat now again with the general manager of Rugby America's North, Neil Brooks. Neil, it has been 5 solid days of competition. How has the experience been so far? How happy are you with this product that you've put on?
Yes, certainly. It's been an intense 5 days. We're on to the 5th and final day today here. It's gone very, very smoothly. Obviously, coming off the back of last year where we had the preparation for the first time. Second year is always a little bit easier to do, but that's not to detract from the great work that Jamaican Rugby Union, especially Jerry, Sharmella and Tony been putting through, assisted by the medical guys, the ambulances, the sponsors, the vendors, and obviously SportsMax, and a great broadcast which has been shown around the world and the region.
Yeah, tell me just though, how good of host has Jamaica been?
Yeah, excellent. The challenge for Jamaica Rugby now is this is our second year of doing the under-19s and the women's 12s or 15s. The challenge now for Jamaica is to up the game and host one of our regional 7-a-side competitions, which we call that our flagship event, over a long weekend with up to 20 or 30 teams participating. So hopefully in a not too distant future we'll see a regional 7s tournament down here in Jamaica, whether it's here at UE or who knows, Sabina Park. It's totally up to obviously Jamaican Rugby Union to make that work and hopefully host a tournament.
Yeah, we've had 2 years here in Jamaica for this run tournament. Where to next?
What we do is we go around the region. This is a regional tournament, and so we've hosted this event in the likes of Trinidad, Cayman, Mexico, Barbados, Guyana, Jamaica. So it tends to go around the region on a 2-year basis as well. So who knows, it may come back here next year, depending on who wants to bid to host it. It's a great venue. It works for us with the UE facility. But the bids will go out very shortly, and hopefully by at least Christmas time, if not the next 2 or 3 months, we'll be able to announce where the next venue is and who the next host is as well.
All right, Neil, well, thank you so much. Congratulations on putting on a very excellent tournament, and we look forward to see how the final day goes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, let's take a break now and we continue our preview to the bronze medal match. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the 2023 Rugby America's North Women's Senior 15s final day, Mexico versus Cayman Islands. In a matter of moments, UA Bowl is where we are here in St. Andrew, Jamaica, and I'm sure that we're looking forward to this game to start very, very soon. And before we do get there, I'm going to have a chat with Pippa Parker, one of the Cayman Island players. She's a little bit injured. Well, she's injured right now, so she's in a wheelchair, but she was very competitive throughout the tournament. Pippa, let me just ask you first up, how was your experience for this tournament?
It's been a very incredible opportunity to, one, broadcast the development of the women's rugby in Cayman Islands, and to show the hard work that we've worked all year with the coaches, and the development of the team has been insane. It's been an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, so before I let you go, tell me, how do you see this game going between Cayman Islands, your home team, and Mexico?
I know it's going to be a tough fight, but we've worked our butts off to get here, and we want to go home with some jewelry. We want to go home with some bling, so I'm hoping it's going to be a win.
All right, so we'll see how things go. Thank you so much, Pippa. Pippa is expecting to get that bronze medal. I'm going to have a chat now with one of the Mexican players, Fernanda Soto. That's her name. She's getting ready to go on the field. So, Fernanda, let me ask you, this is a game that is going to be very intense. What do you think is going to be the key to winning this one?
I think it's going to be patience and not to lose our heads and to trust in each other, basically.
Yes, Mexico has been very aggressive on the ball, ensuring that when they get possession, they keep possession. Mm-hmm. And do you think that if you can continue to play like that against this Cayman Islands team, you could come out on top?
Yeah, we are really in peace with our game that we had last game. Yeah. And we are proud of ourselves and proud of our team, and we're gonna go all for it, and we're gonna win.
All right, well, we'll see how things go.
Yeah.
Congratulations on reaching it this far, and I wish you good luck in your game.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, so that was Fernanda Soto, the Mexican player, and we'll get ready now to take you to commentary. Kelson and Maria are upstairs getting ready to take you through this game. Let's head upstairs to them now.
Good afternoon. Good morning here from Kingston, Jamaica. This is Carly McKinnon, joined by Kelson Figueroa. As we prep for the bronze women's final here today, we have Mexico taking on Cayman Islands, which is a rematch from our round-robin play, where Mexico was able to take the win 20-0, but Cayman Islands got their first win just to seal their spot in this match. Mexico senior women are joined by Mariana Camacho and Alessandra Bender as our 9-10 options, who have been keys to Mexico's success this weekend. Keep an eye out for number 22, Norma Villagran, who's a hard runner and might come in as our hooker. Gisela De Leon is also Mexico's speed out on the edge, with weapons across their 15 players as well as their bench. For the Cayman Islands, you'll want to keep an eye on Chanel Gall, who has been the choice kicker at number 10 for the Cayman women. Number 8, Shamara McCarthy, has also been their only try scorer this weekend, and Quincy Cusack as well. Cayman Islands has 4 athletes who have jumped up from the age grade girls program to join the senior women's side this weekend here in Kingston. As we prepare for our anthems here in Kingston, Jamaica, we have Rob Perry in the center as our referee today. So Kelson, give us your thoughts on the match today and what we might be seeing from these two sides.
Good morning, Carly, and welcome to UE Mona Bowl Jamaica bronze medal match. Mexico versus Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands with a shocker yesterday against Jamaica. As we take the time out for the national anthems for these two countries.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national song of the Cayman Islands, followed by the national anthem of Mexico.
right, we are officially ready to take the field as the teams do their last-minute regroups, heading into the last match of the weekend for both of these sides. Each side has increased in their skill set decently and increasingly over the course of the matches that they've played. So expect the sharpest skills and decision-making from both of these sides that we've seen all week. Looks like Cayman Islands are set to kick off to Mexico. Bit of wind again today, as we've had across the 5 days of rugby. So how each team decides to kick the ball and how much hot sauce they put on it will be very important for possession throughout these next 40 minutes. We are doing 20-minute halves here in our bronze match final.
John, are we waiting for Kevin?
Cayman Islands in their familiar blue strips, Mexico in the red and the green and white, sorry. Mexico to the right-hand side of the screen. Shannon Gall to take us off for Cayman Islands, and she's been handy with the boot all weekend, making sure Cayman Islands scoreboard keep ticking across. It's going to be an exciting one. Jamaica victorious over Mexico, and then Cayman victorious over Jamaica. So it could be anyone's match out here, Carly.
And referee Rob Perry gives us the whistle, and Cayman Islands choose to go deep. Mexico collects off the bounce and looking to carry it. Straightens up into contact, but straightens up right into a Cayman defender with a great hit from the women in blue.
Counter ruck's fine, that's through the middle, it's fine, no hands.
Lots of pressure in the breakdown as the counter ruck is attempted, but Mexico maintained possession.
Great shove by Shamara McCarthy, just giving the extra shove to give Cayman Islands that extra bite in defense as Bender tries to clear her lines.
Bender with a shorter kick. The bounce stays in play as Cayman Island then kick it deep back. Will the ball stay in play? And just rolls out the back. So
over the line.
We're going to bring it back for a Mexico ball.
Interesting kick by Potts, just trying to dink it back over the top, looking for room and acreage behind the Mexican defense. Just a little too much sauce, as he said, on the ball, rolling out in the dead ball zone. Mexico going to restart with a 22-meter dropout, and again, this just needs to go over the white line to get play back up and running.
Scrum where the ball's kicked. Or yeah, scrum over here. Yeah.
And looks like a correction on what the call is in how we need to restart this match, but it is a scrum from where the kick was taken. So it'll be a green put in by Mexico's number 9, Camacho, as we have our first scrum of the match.
Excellent choice in taking the scrummage instead of kicking the ball away on the 22 dropout, and the combination of Camacho and Bender has been instrumental in this tournament so far. Look out for the speedster DeLeon out wide. She's going to be a handful once she gets room in front of her, and Mexico is on the attack.
Cayman Island gained the advantage with a wonderful scrum push, and they turn over the ball, and they are knocking on Mexico's door, entering the 22, which is what we consider the red zone on offense. Balls moved to the pod, our number 8 and try scorer McCarthy for Cayman Islands, who gained some more meters as the Cayman Islands look to just maintain possession with some tight pick and goes, which is a pretty traditional attack structure in this part of the field. But we have an offsides at the breakdown. So Mexico must back up 10 to their try line as Cayman Island get the choice of what they would like to do. And with their choice kicker, they opt for points as Chanel Gall calls for the tee.
Great work by Cayman Islands, pushing Mexico back, causing the infringement. And Gall has been super handy with the boot over the weekend. She's going to just stroke it over to get extra 3 points if it's possible. Cayman Islands' tactic works well. Just pressure Mexico until they make a mistake.
Over the course of the weekend, it's been nice to see all of the women's teams and the men's under 19 have a really sound kicker as we push towards, more 15s decision making instead of 7s, which a lot of these players are used to. Gall winds up and gets it over for 3 points as Cayman Island take the lead.
called unstoppable from that range. Just a routine kick, just like in the practice ground. Cayman Islands up 3 points to 0 over Mexico. As we look at the replay, simple as you like it, over the top. Didn't need to put too much on it, just enough to get over the crossbar, and Cayman Islands lead 3 points to 0.
Mexico looking to set up and work to bounce back as Bender prepares for her kickoff. Bender is one of Mexico's 7s and 15s players alike, so drop kick is something she's very skilled at herself. But it looks like the wind just took it, not 10, but Cayman plays it, so we're going to play on.
There's no advantage. Didn't go 10. You have an option.
And looks like referee Rob Perry is going to actually bring it back. No advantage gained, deemed by him. And Cayman is going to choose the scrum at the center, it looks like.
Yeah, it wasn't
Daniel Jaime, Mexico coach, just looking on pensively. Interesting call by the referee, just bringing it back. But then he stopped. Just assistance from the AR, just getting it right. Mexico on the tap by Landeres. And again, she is one of the 7s and 15 stars for Mexico, and she is going to lead from the front for a team in green and white.
It looks like our ARs came in there and helped clear up what actually happened. Cayman did play the ball, which means it's play on, and we're going to come back for a penalty as Camacho quick taps and moves it to her teammates.
Cusack, excellent on defense, just thwarting that Mexican attack, but illegally, says referee Rob Perry. Camacho is ready to tap and get going.
So not rolling away after you make a tackle, we must get back up and get out of the ruck.
That's fine.
Mexico charging now. They're down in Cayman Islands red zone, looking to string some phases of play together. But Cayman has a blitz defense. Great tackle coming in from Cayman. And they are looking to be organized on defense. But ball's moving wide.
That's gone back. That's gone back.
Gone backwards, says the referee. Mexico dangerous in space, so if they can get that ball to hand, we might be seeing some points on the board for the women in green.
Mexico take it up, rummaging closer to Cayman Islands try line. Mexico couple of fees as well as Camacho keep the ball moving to playmaker Bender.
Bender switches the field of play, a bit of misdirection as we move the ball to the right. No advantage is gained though. Another ruck infringement, we believe. So we will come back for another penalty to Mexico.
Cayman Islands coach Katie Bales looking on pensively, looking to get that elusive bronze medal for Cayman Islands. That medal will be so much worth carrying it back home to the South Sound ground. Mexico have the opportunity to take the 3 points if they wish to level the score. Bender with ball in hand seems to be a bit confused, but it seems like she's going to go for the drop goal to add the 3 points.
And the 7s specialist gets the nudge over the points by way of drop goal instead of kicking off the tee.
Hello.
So now we have a score of 3-3. Tie game just 7 minutes in.
As we look at the replay, Bender, excellent drop kick technique.
No, it's okay.
Striking it over the top, even match. Mexico clawed their way back into this one. Just 7 minutes gone and the score is tied 3 apiece. Mexico came on.
Both sides taking advantage of some discipline at the breakdown early in this first half. Let's see if we can get a bit more flowing rugby going as the ball is kicked very deep to De Leon, who is going to have a go, but is met by Cayman with another great tackle. Mexico back to their paw. Exit out of their own half.
Difficult work to kick out this area, kicking against the breeze. So Mexico is going to try to run their way out from Bender, the number 10. Just take it in as Camacho dispatches the ball out wide.
And a skip pass sees the ball finally get to Mexico on the edge, but good tracking from Cayman Islands results in a double tackle on Mexico's number 11 Ortiz as they move the ball back.
What about that?
And Cayman just standing strong.
Big blast of the whistle by the referee Rob Perry. Forward pass signal, and Cayman Islands great attempt to strike at the try line. As you see the shot of the bench here, everyone jubilant. Cayman Islands with their tails up in a perfect zone to get some points out of this one.
Yeah, Cayman Islands really staunch defenses rewarded, forcing that knock on, forcing that error. You can apply pressure both in the contact area, but just being in the passing channel and being up in the offensive face can force those errors on the other side, and that's exactly what we just saw. Cayman Islands, scrum half, Chantal Incledon is going to be putting in for Cayman.
Look out for the big McCarthy picking and going with this one. She's been a handful, hard to stop, and that's what happens. She's met excellently into the hands of goal, and Cayman tried to shoot it out to the wing, eventually to number 14. She's bundled down easily by the Mexican defense.
Halia Banks does a great job staying in bounds after meeting that contact out on the edge as Cayman work their pods back in the middle of the field, looking to find a gap in the Mexican defense. Cayman not taking the ground and gets a couple extra meters, which we'd love to see from our forwards. That's their job, that's their role. Get that extra meter to set the defensive line back on their back foot, maybe even catching offsides. Cayman continue to knock. Mexico with a good ruck contest, but referee says advantage, and we have a penalty. In from the side is the call, as I believe that was Bender who got just a little too excited about the opportunity to play the ball. So we're gonna go back to tea time for the Cayman Islands as Gall looks to stay perfect on the day.
Call will punish you with the boot if you make a mistake in this area, and she's lined up for a kick directly in front of the post. Routine stuff for this experienced kicker. Loads of points on her tally this weekend, and this could be another notch on the belt for 3 more points for Cayman Islands to push them in front.
Knowing that Cayman will switch sides next half and have the wind against them, it's a smart choice on top of having a choice kicker to go for the points, to use that wind to their advantage, and it pays off as another 3 points is added to Gall's name as Cayman go up 6-3, 11 minutes into our match.
Cayman Islands just punishing Mexico every time they come into the red zone. Gall handy with the boot, and once Mexico makes the mistake, Gall will punish you.
Mexico lines up for the restart. We'll see if they go for a short opportunity again or go deep, and it looks like they go deep, but the wind catches it just high, and it's fielded by Gall in the middle of the field, who has a big carry, big fend, and we get back to the 40 meter to set up some forward pods by Cayman. Cayman using their momentum here, and another big run by one of their forwards.
McCarthy going great work off the breakdown, picking and going. Signature move by McCarthy. Mexico stealing the ball. Cayman just holding on, says referee Rob Perry, to the delight of the Mexican supporters and the Mexican bench. Great defense, just waiting there, biding their time, Carly, to make sure they turn that ball over.
Yeah, Mexico, good call on their defense for finding the isolated runner and getting that poach. Another good decision, in my opinion, to not go to touch and not go to the line out with the wind being what it is and maintaining possession. The pass just goes off the foot, which is technically a kick, so we're gonna play on it even though it went off the foot. And so Cayman collects the ball and is good in the transition
back foot, stay.
As they start their attack again.
Seems to be a knock-on in the breakdown. Mexico doing just enough to bother the scrummer from Cayman Islands to get the knock-on. Signal for intent by both teams. It's very even though Cayman is up 6 points to 3. Very hot climate here, about 32 degrees. And Carly, we're very excited that we're up here in the shade.
Yes, thankful for the setup we have from the Jamaica Rugby Football Union and SportsMax. here up with the best view in the house, I think, as well. Mexico put in after that knock on with the contest at the breakdown. Both of these sides and on all of our women's teams had the day off yesterday when the men's under-19 finals took place, so everyone's well rested and rejuvenated, and we're seeing it here with some really great runs, some really big hits, and keeping the games close. Ball is in. Mexico hold the scrum, and they redirect to Bender on the left side. Pass goes to ground, but is recollected and met with a clean turnover by Gall as Cayman looked to attack quickly on the transition and hopefully catch Mexico on their back foot.
Piasso taking the ball up there, big run by her, and now it's McCarthy on the charge. Cayman Islands with the advantage, pushing herself deeper into the Mexican half.
Cayman really testing that Mexican defense and their tackles with a couple of phases as they then move the ball wide. A new advantage is gained.
Stay was fine, you got to release first. Yeah? I need to see
not releasing by the tackler against Mexico. So we have another penalty. I think it's in range for Gall, and yes, she calls for the tee.
Excellent charge forward by Potts in the center. Unsung hero for Cayman Islands this weekend, just do the dirty work and take it up the center, and she puts Cayman Islands in a great position for the kick to push their lead up 9 points to 3, and you can bet your mortgage on Gall to hit this one over.
It looks like this kick will be about 25 meters out from the uprights as Gall sets the ball just how she wants it. She gets a minute to figure out the positioning of the ball and get the kickoff. But it looks like the wind might be giving players a bit of trouble. Yesterday in the men's final, men's U19 final, Jamaica versus USA South, Jamaica did have to have their captain come and hold the ball for them because of the wind. But it looks like Gall got it sorted and is ready to look to add another 3 for her side.
Interesting look at the kick and tee, Carly. It has evolved over the years into something that we see today. And Gall just pushed it to the right, much to the relief of Mexico. The score remains 6 points to 3 in favor of Cayman Islands.
Yeah, the ball just went a little bit wide. That wind might have actually played a factor in that one. So Mexico will set up for a 22-meter dropout, which is essentially our kickoff. And we're going to restart from their own end of the field. You can see Cayman Islands trying to be big and tall, trying to get their hand on the kick and be a distraction for the kicker, but Bender is able to go up and over, and unfortunately with a tough knock, it is knocked on by Cayman Islands as Murray tried to collect it, but the way that the ball bounces sometimes isn't always in our favor. We will have a scrum to Mexico.
And just sort of a volleyball spike to try to catch the ball back, not going to hand. Not what Cayman Islands wanted, but Mexico are in their glee as they get the ball back just past the 10-meter line, trying to push their way back into Cayman Islands territory, some place that they haven't been for a long time so far. Coming to the end of this first half, Cayman with a slender lead, and Mexico really want to strike now before the half.
Sound scrum, but then is wheeled a bit, but the ball is available. But referee Perry says we've been wheeled, so penalty goes against Mexico, and Cayman get the ball. Looks like they're aiming for touch, which could cue up our first line out of the match. Oh, but Ortiz keeps it in, bats it backwards. Camacho picks it up, and we're looking to counterattack as Mexico takes it into contact.
Okay. First knock on, second knock on, scrum. Okay.
But we have 2 knock-ons, but the first one was by Mexico, so unfortunately it results, for Mexico, it results in a scrum back in their own half. Great heads-up play, though, by Mexico to try and keep that ball alive.
1 step forward, 2 steps back for Mexico, trying to clear their lines. Eventually, right back where they started. Gall just confirmed with Potts as how they want to attack this Mexico defense. Mexico very resilient so far. No tries so far, and this one just kicks. And can Cayman Islands change this result with a try of their own?
Stand up.
Yeah, this is looking more and more like a chess match, which is a lot like what 15s can end up being. A lot of strategy. This move and the next move, as it looks like Cayman Islands 9 and 10 are having a bit of a chat on maybe what the best option will be based on what Mexico is giving them on the other side of the scrum.
Set.
We reset for safety. Safety first here in our game. The ball's put in, pushed back, and the 8 actually picks strong. And strong the run is as well, as the ball's offloaded, but just not collected by Gall. Great attacking effort by Cayman Islands, though. We love the risk.
We see McCarthy, as usual, picking from the back of the scrum, trying to link up with the number 10. Ball just didn't go to hand, and sometimes, Carly, you see the play before it happens, take your eye off the ball and knock it on. In that case, big breath by Cayman, and Bender will try to ease the pressure by dumping a big kick down the pitch.
Yeah, Kelson, we've all been in that spot where we're just too excited about the opportunity ahead of us, but got to focus on job number 1, which is catching that ball and then progressing to whatever is ahead of us. Big pressure off of the scrum from Cayman, but Mexico move the ball wide as Ortiz takes on Cayman on the edge. Our ruck is set. Ruck is, maybe good. Yes, it's good as we move the ball. Mexico drifting a bit. Maybe consider straightening up a tad as we lose the ball in contact.
Yeah, play it down. Just take the time there.
And it looks like we have a player down, and maybe that's why the ball flew the way that it did. We will have a penalty to come, but time is off for the player.
Cayman Islands turned the ball over, but illegally, says the referee Rob Perry. Mexico under the cusp, basically planted in their 22. Cayman Islands just knocking on the door, just hasn't opened it yet. Interesting encounter just before the half. It's 20 minutes on our clock here. We're basically in referee's time. Cayman Islands lead 6 points to 3 over Mexico as the players take a bit of hydration in this extreme heat here in Jamaica, Huey Mona Bowl.
We have our wonderful medical staff who's flown in from all over the region, all over the world. Immediate care in rugby certified, as we ran some courses earlier this week as Rugby Americas North. And these care providers then get to be pitchside during the event and provide awesome care and get wonderful experience as we continue to develop not only our players and coaches, but every other role within our game. Player is up
When you're ready.
and stays on the field. No substitutions as Camacho goes to quick tap. Moves the ball and is met by Cayman defense as Toyo's big carry helps set up some movement wide as Bender shows off her 7 skills with a wonderful skip pass, just bridging over the Cayman defense. And there's De Leon, who builds up speed, but is met by a huge tackle from the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, it's up.
Believe that hit came in from Cassandra Jackson, and what a hit it was. Hit into touch to knock us into halftime and keep Cayman Islands just ahead in this match, 6-3, as we break for our 5-minute halftime.
And at the halftime score, Cayman Islands leading Mexico by 6 points to 3. We'll be back after the break. And we're back here at Mona Bowl, Jamaica. It's the bronze medals match. Cayman Islands over Mexico, and the score's 6-3 in favor of Cayman Islands. I'm Kelson Figueroa alongside Garvin McCleavey. Garvin, interesting chess match so far. No try scored, but again, it's as we look at the highlights of this one, and it's Gaul taking us back underway, and Gaul is the star of this show today. Really handy with a boot, and she started us off going with a kick of her own, pushing Cayman Islands in front. Easy kick, routine stuff, put your mortgage on it, but Bender with the drop goal evens it off for Mexico, making it look so easy with the drop kick. And the score was tied, but Gaul just showed that anything you can do, I can do better. And she struck over for 6 points to push Cayman in front at the halftime, 6-3. I'm Kelson Figueroa alongside Garvin McCleavey. And Garvin, what can we expect in this second half?
Well, the beautiful thing is I've seen Mexico playing these last few, well, not just this week, going back years. They're always very structured, aren't they? And I think Cayman are trying to do something similar from what I've seen. I wasn't up here in the booth. Carly was giving me a bit of a break, but down there on the sideline I was watching, and Cayman were almost as structured as Mexico, which is no mean feat. So there needs to be a little bit of flair coming from one of these two teams to break it down and see if they can get in the corner. You have to understand the speed of De Leon on that top side. On the wing for Mexico. If she gets some space, she will score tries, and from what I've seen so far, Cayman have done a very good job to shut them down.
Cayman has monumental work from Piasso, the forward, as well as McCarthy. They have been giving them forward movement enough for Gaul to kick it over when Mexico makes the mistake. And all to play for, Gavin. Bronze medal match. Last day of round rugby action here at Mona Bowl. And the heat is on, not just on the pitch.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Great weather here. The breeze is saving us. Fantastic Sunday morning here in the Mona Bowl. Loving our time here in Jamaica.
Gavin, the combination Camacho and Bender been doing miracles for Mexico, as well as Landeros, the seventh specialist.
Captain.
Mexico have been super solid. Just unfortunate to be losing a couple of matches, but that is how 15th is. The game of two sides as Bender gets us back underway. Deep kick to McCarthy. McCarthy runs with a barreling run back to the Mexican defense. Great work snatching her by the ankles into the hands of Weston. Weston pushes off a couple, eventually taken down on the 10-meter line.
That's fine, that's a good
Cayman
steal,
pushing forward. It seems like Mexico has turned the ball over. Great pinch by them. And Camacho tried to shift the ball wide, looking for support, but it's picked up by the forwards. Mexico trying to answer back, put themselves back on the scorecard. Down by only 3. The wind picking up, and so is the spirit of Mexico as they try to get themselves on the scorecard.
Big contact there from Cayman, just pushing the Mexico ball carrier back into the ruck.
Mexico tried to find the speedster out wide. De Leon, she finally scoops the ball off the floor, but excellently met by Cayman Islands defense. Just a bit isolated, waiting for support to come. Camacho eventually arrives and dispatches it out to the forwards. They are going to do the dirty work, but so is Cayman as McCarthy with a solid contact in the middle. Mexico tried to use the width of the pitch, finally taken down. Mexico screaming out wide for the overlap if they can use it. Step back out inside by Bender. Bender tried to use it out wide in Landeros. Landeros driving away forward, and cheeky backdoor pass doesn't go to hand. And Cayman Islands says thank you for that error as they now get the put in.
Offside.
But it's offside signal by the referee, not just a scrum, but player playing the knock on offside.
It was offside.
And Gaul has the opportunity to just dink it deep now into Mexican territory.
Yeah, interesting there over on the top side. Cordero, number 12, the other winger on the top side there for Mexico. If she'd have brought that in, there was a lot of space in front of her. The covering tackle from the 22 could have come through, but they're dangerous. If they can get that last pass connected, could be game over for Cayman. Cayman, I think, needs to go strong through the front, through the middle got some big, powerful players who go through the middle, look for the offloads, and it might unlock that Mexico defence.
Weston to put it in the line now. Difficult throw here. Lots of wind in the background. Dancing flags, as we can see. Nice high throw by Weston. Pushed out to goal. And as the forward's going to bust through the middle for Cayman. Difficult to stop. And the forwards go back again, pushing and rummaging, looking for the offload eventually into the hands of Gaul. Gaul dispatches it to Potts. Potts trying to get out wide. Mexico tried to pull the winger down for Cayman Islands. Excellently done. Inkler the scrum off. Ready to go again into the hands of McCarthy. McCarthy barreled to the floor. Very powerful runner as Gaul switches it up, trying to get it out, and as the forwards moving their way, Cayman with a huge overlap out wide if they can use it. Weston with the pick and go. Doesn't go to hand, goes backwards, says the referee. Ebanks trying to snatch it up, and the ball goes into touch and just kills any attack by Cayman Islands.
Interesting, yeah. Cayman go from one side, that top side, all the way down to our near side, and then they started getting the forwards rolling, and they seem to make an impact. They get 5-6 yards. If the offloads can go to hand, keeping it alive, the spaces are beginning to open up for Cayman against this Mexico defence. It's beginning to falter.
3 days of rugby action for Mexico Rugby. It will be tiring this week alone to be playing all this rugby action, but that would separate the best from the weak, making sure you go all the way for that gold medal. Excellent line out through by Mexico. Camacho to Bender. Bender puts it to the boot, and it's off to the races as Cayman fullback try to collect. The wind just pushing the ball back. Excellently done, and she just tries to send De Leon into space with a sidestep. Not successful, and the player not holding on in the tackle is a call by referee Perry. Mexico tried to do it quickly but illegally, and he'll bring it back for the tap.
Great work from Mexico. Excellent chase from De Leon. A great kick from Bender. Put themselves in some fantastic territory. 22-22 there. Big kick and chase. De Leon gets it all wrapped up over the fullback from Cayman.
Big smash by Mexico, pushing their way into Cayman territory.
Roll 13, move.
Mexico ready to make the change as Elisa Chavez is ready to come on the number 2. Mexico pushing, keeping the possession. Patient is Cayman Islands, trying not to make any mistakes. Camacho to the back of the line out. The forwards take it, push their way forward once again. The dirty work by the forwards in this red zone. Mexico super patient, just running through the phases, and penalty signaled by the referee for not rolling away. Camacho taps and goes quickly behind the referee that time. Advantage still being played. Mexico pushed their way closer to the line, and the forwards take over, picking and going inch by inch, yard by yard. Cayman up to the task defensively as Camacho shoots it out wide to Bender. Bender eventually gets it in the hands of Landeros, and she tried to find De Leon out wide. Doesn't need her at this point. High tackle advantage being played. Indiscipline starting to creep in.
High tackle
by Cayman Islands as we see a player down nursing an injury.
Time off.
The referee's just going to stop play, and breathtaking stuff by Mexico, trying their best to get a score on the board.
Yeah, they've turned the screw, haven't they? Put a bit of pressure on here, going down to this near corner. Didn't quite get in. There was a high tackle here on this near side, and then another one all the way over there. That one right there, you see the hands over the shoulders. You've got to keep your arms below the ball carrier's shoulders. So there was the second high tackle, which is penalised, and now we'll just have to wait till this Cayman player gets set up.
And Chavez makes her way onto the pitch. Cayman Islands also make a change. Number 25 comes on, don't have a name for her, but she's on the pitch to really add extra energy for Cayman and maintain this 3-point lead. Maya Willis is on the pitch. She's going to try to add extra energy as the injured player gets treatment, and it's back to rugby action. Penalty for Mexico. Camacho to get us back underway.
Wait. Yep, okay, from here.
Referee just hesitant.
When you're ready.
For the start.
Yes.
Finally we get off. Camacho taps and goes. Gets it to the forwards. Big bash. Cayman Islands blanketing that attack. The phase play comes into the schedule. Eventually going back, and it's Potts' huge hit pushing Mexico 10 meters behind the gain line. Camacho distributes out wide. Mexico playing an excellent phase play, running it through the hands, as it seems to be Cordero out wide, just dispatching nonchalant Cayman Islands defenders. The forwards doing all the good work, stepping and weaving through the Cayman traffic.
Roll, move.
Mexico spread all the way to wing. DeLeon can be a threat if the ball gets out to her. Mexico continue to suck in Cayman Islands defense. Mexico ready for the change on the sideline. Bender shoots it out right to Ladero. It's a 2-on-1 if she can execute. Doesn't need the help. Cross over the line, and Mexico try by Zoe Tuyo. Mexico in front.
Phenomenal stuff from Mexico, just grinding down this Cayman defense, just being patient and probing, looking for the spaces. There's Bender, goes all the way out to Tuyo. Beautiful stuff. Phenomenal try, just shows the ball, looks like she's going to pass, and then splits the defenders.
Mexico up in front, 8 points to 6. The kick just going wide. Cayman need to answer back now. Bronze medal match, last game of the tournament for these two teams. Mexico slender lead, 8 points to 6, and Toyo just put her team up in front with that excellent solo try.
I think the pronunciation is to you, like I'll pass to you.
To me, to you.
Exactly. I think I got corrected yesterday. Someone sent me a voice message with the correct pronunciation. So we appreciate that, Selena. Muchísimas gracias por la ayuda con los nombres de del equipo de México.
Yeah, sorry.
Sí.
Just hold there.
Sí.
So, has someone gone off? Okay.
Cayman Islands
good.
make
Okay, we're good.
another change. On comes number 24. Goal gets us deep and high with a kick. Mexico take it well, brushes off one tackle but met by another. Great work by Cayman Islands, just pushing Mexico back. Camacho with the restart, and the forwards take their turn. Knocked on in the contact.
Thank you.
Turned over by Cayman, and now England tries to find McCarthy. McCarthy excellently pulled down on the feet. No advantage gain, and the referee Rob Perry calls it back for the scrum as Mexico make the change. On comes Isabel Vasquez, run onto the pitch, number 15, and she's ready to go for Mexico.
Yeah, she's been energetic sitting on the sideline here and really been very vocal, making sure that the Mexico team are getting all the support they need. They're playing well, 8 points to 6 currently. Some love for home. Un mensaje para la familia in Mexico, seguro.
Calvin McClavey trying to learn the Spanish, so it'll take me a bit. Shout out to the Duolingo app that's trying to keep me in check. So sooner rather than later, I'll be blurting out excellent Espanol for the crowd.
Is that a paid advertisement?
Not a shameless plug in any means, just to show that I'm working on the Spanish.
We'll get you there. Massive entertainment factor if me and you did a whole commentary in Spanish.
See, the Cayman boys supporting their ladies in this one, going for the elusive bronze medal Cayman Islands. As we look at the shot of the Coach Bales and Mercedes Foy, making sure these women stay in check. Cayman Islands still in this one. If Mexico, any infringement from Mexico close to the sticks, we know Gaul is going to strike it over 3 points, so Mexico need to be cognizant of that fact. And you take a look at the heavily strapped knee, and says also the strength of these women to play through the pain.
Yep, they're tough people, and this Cayman scrum's going to be tough too. Some big bodies in there, quite organised, lower down Mexico forwards, but there is a lot of weight behind that Cayman scrum. The ball comes out.
Gaul shows and goes, puts on the dummy run. Gaul trying to go on her own, eludes a couple defenders before stopping short. Ball into the hand of McCarthy. McCarthy drives forward. The ball comes back into Weston. Weston pushes her way forward. Cayman just short of the try line, about 15 odd meters, and they're going to take it to the forwards to test this Mexican defense. Closer and closer they inch. The ball comes back out to Gaul. Gaul pushes to the forwards, and she's danced off, reaching for the line, touching down. It looks like a try, Cayman Islands.
What a reach that was. Phenomenal work. She seemed like she was falling short and just go gadget arms. Phenomenal stuff.
Seems short from here, but the arms did the rest. Eddie Weston, the coach for the Cayman men, super excited for that try. As we look at the replay, pick and go. Gaul sent it to the forward. Very hard to take down. Brushes off a couple before reaching over to the try line. Cayman Islands in front, and we have a match on our hands, Gavin.
Mexico.
Yes, excellent stuff. It's real back and forth rugby here in the women's bronze position final.
Yep.
Gaul's been really good with her kicking all
Ladies,
week.
behind the post.
Mexico been told to get back behind their posts. Jumping the gun a little bit.
Cayman Islands really showing their merit, just improving strength by strength throughout the tournament. Gaul takes a deep breath as a challenging kick is upon her, trying to push her team in front by 6. Special shout out to everyone in South Sound in Cayman watching it at the clubhouse as Gaul strikes this kick, and it goes to the right, and the score remains 11-8 in favor of Cayman.
Yeah, couldn't pull that one across. She's been excellent though, real talent there, and you could see her offloading the ball as well for the last try. There's some real stars coming out of this Cayman team recently on both sides, on the male and female side of the game, but really coming into their own here in this game. Cayman defending well, attacking well, kicking well. Mexico, guess it's their turn now to try and get back into this. Every couple of minutes somebody else, a different leader of the pack.
Mexico newbies to this tournament, this 15-side tournament, and excellently kicked back to the hands of McCarthy, and she strikes back in the center, pushing it forward as again the substitute coming on, driving forward. That's Maya Willis taken up for Cayman Islands. Eventually the Cusack, the veteran Cusack, spins out of the contact, eventually offloaded. Cayman driving just precariously close to the touchline. Incledon doing the work back to Willis. Willis shovels it across to Cusack. Mexico up to the task. Eventually the ball shoots out to Weston. Weston is driving her way forward for Cayman Islands. Just getting pushed back as Gaul tries to shoot it wide to Potts. Potts looking for Ebanks out wide. Doesn't get it to her. Stingy defense by Mexico. Counter rock is fine, says the referee. Cayman tried to turn the ball over. McCarthy cleaning up the good work in the tackle, just giving Cayman the forward momentum. Mexico doing great to counter rock, and this time, the second time around, they get possession. Mexico picks and goes, pushes themselves further into Cayman territory. Mexico fired up, trying to get themselves back in this one. About 5 minutes left in this encounter. Mexico tried to shoot it out wide to the speedy DeLeon when she gets the opportunity to. Lots of Mexican bodies in the breakdown. Cayman up to the task, just keeping them in one spot. Eventually it comes out to Bender. Bender shows and goes long pass out to DeLeon, and she's out for the races. Gaul to beat, steps Gaul inside. She just knocks it out of DeLeon's hands. Mexico still maintained possession, but eventually into the hands of Gaul. And Gaul is just dispatching players, going down this near side, flirting with danger. Eventually taken down. Great work by Mexico into the hands of Weston. Weston barrels her way forward. Cayman Islands doing great stuff out on the pitch. looking for McCarthy. McCarthy steps one, brushes off another. McCarthy is a powerhouse. Goes out to Piasso. No, the substitute number 24 coming on, just driving it. Enkelan looking for more support. Cayman Islands a bit stretched for numbers. Eventually popping it back off the scrum half. Potts gets it, looking for her support. Goes into contact. Mexico looks like they turn it over in the breakdown. Mexico push forward. Great work by the team in green and white. Getting it forward. Cayman Islands a bit exhausted for staff as Bender tries to get it out wide. Knocked on in the pickup, and it makes a break and a stoppage for that excellent run of play.
Yeah, I think if Cayman continue to work through the middle, then look for the wide ball a little bit late after 2 or 3 phases, they're going to be in good shape. I was really impressed with this run down the near side here by Gall, just stiff arming and throwing around the scrum half and the winger for Mexico like they were rag dolls. Powerful player.
Cayman Islands eating away the clock. Just under 3 minutes left according to our clock. Cayman Islands slender lead, and Gall is the person in charge of making that happen. Excellent with the boot over these last couple of days. Anything too close to post and she'll punish you, as we just have a stoppage in play to take care of the injured player.
It's really tight. There's just a couple of minutes. We're doing two halves of 20 minutes here, right? So 11 points to 8. Cayman are in front with only 3 minutes left. Mexico need to make some moves, and they need to make them quick.
Cayman Islands solid in defense. Mexico just one try in it apiece, but it's the kickers that making the change. As we see the U19 men supporting the women out there, just giving them all the more support needed. Alexander Fox in the shot, and he's been a live wire in the tournament for Cayman over the last couple of years.
Have to make the all-star team of the tournament this week. I think he's definitely a candidate, wouldn't you say?
Fox is one of those players, the button pusher, really just pushing the referee's buttons to ensure that he's on top of his game. As we get back to women's action, Bender shoots the ball out wide, step back into the contact, looking to find Dillian out wide if they can.
The counter's fine.
Mexico slow play as great defense by Cayman Islands, eventually getting out to the forwards. Mexico trying to move the ball a bit narrow in the attack, making it simple for the Caymanian defense as Ebanks tries to pull down and toward this Mexican attack. Mexico on the rampage, just short of the halfway line, and pick and go by Landeras, one to beat. She hands her off, and Landeras is off to the try line. It's going to be a try, Mexico.
Wow, I told you they needed to do it now or never, and they've done it now at 38 minutes, just 1 minute after we were talking about it. She goes and does her thing. Landeras, an excellent sevens player, and showing those skills there. Dummies, let's have a look at it. Nice little skip through here. Dummies one, hands off the fullback, and just puts on the gas.
Yeah.
Mexico clawed their way back into this one, looking hard for that bronze medal, pushing herself up 2 points the better over Cayman Islands to the of the bench. Cayman Islands with a kick to come. Bender, a mere formality to get this over. She's going to go with the drop kick. As you look at the try score, Landeras one try in this match. Bender, drop kick to get it over. Done excellently, pushing the score now 15 points 11 in favor of Mexico.
So that makes it difficult. Cayman have got to come back with a try. A penalty kick isn't going to be good enough, so they've got to throw caution to the wind a little bit here.
As we look at the real play, just banging on that SportsMax sign. Perfect target for the kickers. Bender pushes the lead forward for Mexico. As Cayman makes some changes, in comes the number 21 with the nice hair. It's Jenna Richards onto the pitch. Just gonna try to make the changes happen for Cayman to get themselves back in it. Goal to get us back underway. Deep kick taken nicely by Mexico. but met great by Cayman Islands, wrestling her to the floor.
Move, Cayman, move.
Mexico tried to shoot the ball out wide if they can. Advantage being
Emma,
played.
you're stuck, but you're still in the way.
Player not rolling away, and again, Gavin, it's very important to tackle and move to make the game move more fluently.
Yep, just slowing the ball down there so Mexico will get the advantage, and you've got to be quick on the ground. If you make the tackle and you get stuck underneath because there's bodies on top of you, that's your problem. You need to move away, it's your responsibility. So the punishment comes quickly.
Come on, just come up, just come up.
Just into referee time, Mexico has this one in the bag. Can they run the time off? 40 minutes gone. Just the final whistle. Mexico is waiting on for the jubilation of the players. Tough ask in this tournament so far. Losing the first match slenderly to Jamaica, 12 points to 10. And yes, and the last game on Friday, beating convincingly TNT 19 points to 0 to make themselves a way here to this bronze medal match. Big shove in the scrum now. Mexico in front and in charge, 15 points to 11.
I've seen it.
Yeah, phenomenal work, and Mexico in control here. If they can maintain possession and work towards the sideline, they'll look to kick it out, I'm sure. They're using their hands right now.
Mexico take it back up in front, looking for the wingers out wide, met by a solid Cayman defense. Mexico running the phases nicely. They are in the driver's seat as Bender shoots it out to Chavez.
Maybe they don't know that the time has run out. They're going on whatever the referee's saying. Smart.
Roll.
Camacho looking for her number 10. Advantage being played. Cayman not rolling away in the tackle. The familiar barrel signal by the referee signals move out the way, or it's a penalty.
Penalty. It is last penalty. Yeah, get back 10. Move,
So the referee, Rob Perry, has a good look at his watch there, so I'm presuming there must be quite a lot more time left on the clock, because he looks like he's still flowing and playing this game.
And there you have it. Your bronze medal winners, Mexico, as Bender shoots the ball into the crowd. The Mexican bench storm onto the pitch in celebration. Commensurations, Cayman Islands, you played well. Mexico just the knockout blow by Landeres late in this half, securing the win for Mexico and the bronze medal.
Felicidades a México. Las mujeres de México gana el tercer puesto en esta competencia aquí en Jamaica. Felicidades a todas las chicas ahí en la cancha, orgulloso de su país. México ganando el partido contra Islas Caimanes aquí en el bonito Jamaica. Impresionante, trabajando duro las chicas durante toda la semana, ganando algunos, perdiendo otras, pero en fin, el tercer puesto para las chicas de México. Súper feliz el entrenador, las chicas saltando encima del entrenador.
I agree with everything you said there, Gavin. Mexico in their glee, and they worked hard for this one, coming from behind and really taking the win at the death. Mexico, your bronze medal winners here in the round women's 15s tournament 2023. As we look at the score, 15 points to 11 in favor of Mexico. As we look at match highlights, Gaul gets us back underway, and Cayman Islands really trying to push hard for that bronze medal spot, as we see Gaul strikes over for the first point for Cayman Islands, getting them back in front of this one, but Bender answered back with a kick of her own, leveling the score right up. But the boot of Gaul pushed them forward into the half, and then Mexico on the attack into the hands of Tuyo. She showed the dummy to De and drove over the line for Mexico's first try of the game. Tuyo looking for the speed, didn't need her, went on her own, and Mexico now up in front with that Tuyo try. Cayman not to be outdone. Big run by the Caymanian forward, stretching over the line, just enough to touch that white paint and get Cayman Islands back up in front. with that excellent try. Jubilation by goal. But Mexico will not be outdone. And Landeras showing her merit, knocked off the defender and straight under the post. Answer back try for Mexico to push them in front. And Bender, stalwart of the day, just striking the kick over, adding the next 2 points. Cayman Islands victorious 15 points to 11 over Mexico, 15 points to 11 over Cayman Islands as we throw down to pitchside to Gerard with interviews.
Thank you so much, Kelson. We have Katie Bales, the coach of Cayman Islands. Coach, this one was a pretty keenly contested battle in the end. You're coming out with the 4th place, but how do you think your girls performed throughout the entire tournament?
Oh, I think certainly can't fault the performance, the heart in that game. I think we probably were the better team, and maybe just a little bit of naivety, a little bit of lack of match experience has killed us at the end. But couldn't be more proud of how we rallied after the first day, and Mexico played a great game and did what they needed to.
Yeah. How important is it to participate in tournaments like these to help raise the level of the sport of rugby in Cayman Islands?
Yeah, I think certainly for us, we have a relatively small domestic program, this small island. Every time we need to play, we have to travel overseas to play one game. So to get to come and play several quality opposition in a few days, you can see how much better we got through the tournament. So it was great.
All right, well, hard luck to you, coach.
Thank you.
What a good tournament that was. That was Katie Bales there, the coach from Cayman Islands. Let's have a chat with the Mexican captain, who is a very happy young lady. How proud are you of these girls for achieving what they did?
I'm incredibly proud. I think it's really hard to be down in the score on the scoreboard. To be able to keep fighting as if it's 0-0, as if we're not down. I'm just really, really proud because it's a new group of girls. I think we have 18 girls that are debuting. So this victory is for them, for all of them, all the girls back at home that play rugby in Mexico. Just to show that we play 15s, we're ready to play.
Yeah, you had to come from behind at some points. What really gave you that push to make sure you got over the edge?
There's nothing like playing for your country, playing for the flag on your chest, play for our family. One of the girls' parents came from Mexico to come and watch us play, so it's just all heart to be able to come back from behind and to never give up. So Mexicans never give up, and we're here to show that.
All right, thank you so much and congratulations
to you.
Yeah, you're soon getting ready for the presentation, so let's head back upstairs now to Gavin and Kelson. They'll take you through it.
So welcome back, thanks very much. Great interviews down there on the sideline. Look at this extremely happy Mexico team. We've got some awards to give out. Of course, the Mexico flag is flying high. I don't know if they're going to have the MC up there, but we've got Erin Kennedy and Scott look like they're delivering the medals to the Mexico bronze medalists. Just waiting a moment to clarify proceedings.
Los Serpientes successful in their attempt at this bronze medal match, and this is going to be a lot to take back and show the Mexico program how well they have achieved.
Yeah, phenomenal stuff. The girls are jubilant, happy, big smiles all around. Camacho getting her medal, and very well deserved. She was a real stalwart, got through some serious work.
Always excellent to get silverware in a tournament. Mexico eventually pulling one out the hat and coming victorious over a very strong Cayman team. And Mexico just showing the merit. I will see Landeras key try in this match to get it for Mexico.
An amazing end to the game. Phenomenal stuff what she did.
This is the bronze medal match here in the Rand Women's 15s Tournament 2023 here at Huey Mona Bowl, St. Andrews. Mexico victorious 15 points 11 over Cayman Islands.
And a message for the family at home.
And I'm sure, Gavin, lots of celebration later tonight after this victory, I will see Bender getting her medal and the plaque, the third place plaque by Erin Kennedy. Jubilations in the crowd and in the stands. Mexico victorious and our bronze medal champions.
Felicidades a México, tercer puesto en este torneo. Ahí cantando, bailando, todo el mundo feliz para su tercer puesto aquí en Jamaica, ganando contra las Islas Caimanes. Y un trofeo buenísimo para las chicas de México. Felicidades México, pero no van muy lejos. Hay un partido más, será Trinidad y Tobago contra Estados Unidos. That's going to be coming up soon. Trinidad and Tobago. 12:50 local time here in Jamaica is. That's 1:50 Eastern Caribbean time. For those that want to see this next game, Trinidad and Tobago against the USA, as the girls are all smile down there. The Mexico national team with the flag flying high for the bronze medal at this Rugby America's North competition. Viewed here on SportsMax. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen.
And the score in the bronze medal match, 15 points to 11 in favor of Mexico. And we'll be back after the break.
back, ladies and gentlemen. Just we've got a short game going on here. We've got Jamaica. It looks like Jamaica's sevens team playing against Trinidad and Tobago. Just a bit of a last-minute friendly game. We had some time to fill in here, so they've put this together. I've got Maria Thomas with me. Can you explain to me what's going on? Because this is all brand new to me. I didn't know this was happening.
Absolutely, Gavin. So exciting. And as we've been discussing with development throughout the Caribbean, and as much as we are our opponents on the pitch, we're working together to build the development of our teams. Coming up next month is the Commonwealth Youth Games. It is being hosted in Trinidad and Tobago. Rugby is taking place in Tobago. And so what you're seeing on the pitch right now is Jamaica's under-18 sevens team and part of Trinidad and Tobago's under-18 sevens team.
Nice. Okay, so they didn't get the whole squad over. Obviously, this is the guys that were playing in 15s, obviously, all this week. And great opportunity for them to get some run time prior to the Commonwealth Games. A big deal if you're not familiar with it. Commonwealth Games are similar to the Olympics, I would guess, but for more older Commonwealth countries from the former British colonies or current British colonies. There's a few of them left.
So we're seeing here lots of pace coming from the Jamaican team. There are only 7 players on the pitch in the sevens format of the game. We keep it very simple.
Hold on.
Big difference from 15. Trinidad and Tobago kicking off to Jamaica here. Goes straight out. That was Jeremy Bonus with that kick. Big shout out to the organizers from the Jamaican Rugby Union and of course the coach and technical team for Trinidad and Tobago for making this happen. A little bit of warm-up practice. It is difficult to continually switch from formats of rugby. So this is a great opportunity for both teams to prepare for the Commonwealth Youth Games.
Back of the line out. Scrum.
Phenomenal stuff there. Kanisha Vincent, then the referee out there, just needs to get another run in. Like, she hasn't done enough all week this week. I don't know any of the players on the Jamaica team, no numbers, so I'm not sure who's who, but guys look like they're out there enjoying themselves.
Absolutely speaks to the love that we have for this sport. After a grueling week of such intense 15s rugby, we even saw yesterday after the final was played a group of athletes out playing touch, and here we're having this sevens match in between the finals for the women.
No, went backward first and then was knocked by Titi.
Some good experience for them. Do you have any idea how many teams will be in the Commonwealth Games?
There will be 6 male and 6 female teams in the Commonwealth Youth Games. Great showing. Trinidad and Tobago, as the host, will have both their men's and women's under-18 teams.
Hold on. Set!
So as you can see, the scrum in sevens only has 3 players per side. Massive difference from the 8 that we've been seeing in the 15s format.
Advantage over! Watch it!
Absolutely seeing the Jamaican player there dancing through space, challenging the Trinidad and Tobago defensive line. They're looking for the space out wide to carry it up. Great instruction there for the ref. And Jamaica finds that space. They break through the line while Trinidad and Tobago was trying to get back on side. So that's 5 points for Jamaica over Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to think about this from an athlete perspective. You've got countries like Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Grenada, these kind of countries in the Caribbean where there's just athletes on every street corner. Sevens is almost the perfect game for this region of the world, wouldn't you agree?
Yep, that kick was good. We didn't have flags going up, but thank you to the individual who's kicking the ball back onto the pitch for us. So 7 points to Jamaica. Again, that's 5 for touching down the try over the line and an extra 2 points for the conversion.
Bring it back.
Yeah, a little bit last minute this. We're just sort of throwing it together, give the Jamaican guys a run out before going off to the Commonwealth Games. So excuse the little bit of disorganisation, but no ARs for this one. It was just something thrown together quick, and Kenisha Vincent volunteered to go referee this one and let the boys have a run in preparation. No, none of the officials involved. No real looking too much into it. Just let the guys have some fun and some practice.
Yeah, Trinidad and Tobago ball in hand here, moving up. Quick little pass.
No hands.
So as you can see before, going into these rucks, there's a lot of support. However, with only 7 athletes on the pitch, the team does not want to overcommit.
We take it back for the advantage.
They want to keep their players up and on their feet and ready to receive the ball. So the advantage was over. The ball will remain in the possession of Trinidad and Tobago.
That's Joshua Grant bringing the ball back onto the field. Been a star of the Trinidad and Tobago team the last couple of years.
Gotta hand it to these athletes. I'm sure I would not want to play 7s after playing 15s. They've got so much energy, so much love for the sport, and here they are with this exhibition match, helping to prepare both teams equally for the Commonwealth Youth Games.
Yeah, I just thought about that. They've been here a whole week of playing 15 aside, and then they just rock up and play another game of 7s for fun afterwards. That's dedication, ladies and gentlemen. Dedication.
So here we have another scrum. It'll be Jamaica put in.
Fine now, boys. Catch.
Again, only 3 athletes committed to the scrum. The scrum halves are the ones you can see standing at the side.
Hold.
Each team with 2 props and a hooker.
Go. Elbows up, balls out.
Trinidad and Tobago turning over the ball, finding the speed. Jamaica says no with a giant hug.
It was knocked on the floor, that's all. You fall on the ball.
And just like that, 7s is quick.
Into your nose, out to your mouth. Into your nose, out to your mouth.
One of the Trinidad and Tobago goes down hard as he was going through with that carry. So he may need a moment to compose himself and get back up.
Yeah, 15s, more players on the pitch, a lot of support. 7s, you can get isolated, you have to put in the work. A drop ball is generally always a turnover. There's not someone coming behind you to pick it up, not as many players to help drive you through those rucks. Really takes a lot of individual skill and talent working as a team to be successful in 7s, and of course, loads and loads of fitness. Here we see all smiles from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, the boys look happy. They've had a great week out here in Jamaica. Jamaica's been fantastic hosts. The University of West Indies, we must thank them at the Mona Bowl here. A great field. Jerry Benswick over on the other side of this field, the chairman for Jamaica, has done a great job of putting it all together. The man has done everything, wore every hat that he possibly could. We wouldn't let him referee, but everything else he was good with. He's a liability, but an excellent man, and done a great job, even watering the fields out here in himself while giving us a dance routine. There's video evidence floating around on social media somewhere.
Absolutely, it has been vibes all week. Everyone enjoying themselves. Great combination of dedication, professionalism, and of course, tons and tons of fun.
No point in doing it if it's not fun.
So
it's the only reason I'm here.
Okay?
The Trinidad and Tobago kid that went down earlier, he's not having any fun. He's now getting stretched off. We'll be regretting this friendly.
We're going to wait until he comes out.
So, just waiting to clear the pitch here. I'm sure you can hear in the background, that is the voice of Jerry Benswick on the mic. We can see on the screen there, well, the Trinidad and Tobago women getting ready for their final. That is up next. Finals for the women's 15s tournament. USA South versus Trinidad and Tobago. There we have another shot of the team. Absolutely. exciting rugby has been played all week. Lots of upsets, lots of close scores. We've seen that it can be anyone's game. Cayman putting up such a strong fight for that bronze medal that Mexico managed to snatch away. Here we see USA South. They're warming up as well, getting ready for the final match of this tournament. The Jamaican players sitting there probably waiting to get their chance to run on the pitch, play some sevens. So the sevens format of the game, again, for those of you who don't know, 7 players per team on the pitch, 7 minutes per half. Total playing time for a sevens match is only 14 minutes. Big difference from these longer games that we've been seeing with 15s, but also a lot more pressure on the individual players running up and down the pitch. Preparations underway in Tobago to host the Rugby Sevens at Shaw Park. The Tobago RFC has been doing an incredible job, especially coming out of COVID, bringing back rugby, getting into the schools especially, and developing the sport over there. They launched a Tag X format very successfully, which is a great tool for development of rugby, enabling players to play locally but compete globally.
How's that all going? What kind of numbers are we looking at there now in Trinidad and Tobago? Do you have those kind of stats or no? Putting you on the spot, I know.
Absolutely, Gavin.
I want answers.
Our numbers are increasing every single day.
Okay, good.
Right? So it's been excellent, and it's something that the schools have been asking for, and using the different formats of the non-contact form of rugby is really helping us to spread the sport. It means that we can play across age grades, we can mix, boys and girls can play together, parents and children can play together.
Very cool.
It makes it a real family affair and gets everyone involved. So if you're moving to an area that doesn't have as many players yet, you don't have to wait to build up the numbers in only one division, because everyone can play together.
Love it. Awesome stuff. Yep, I know you're doing a good job over there. It's I can see it. I stalk it all on social media. There's all kinds of stuff going on in Trinidad and Tobago. It's a good job, Thomas. Pat on the back.
Yes, we're staying very busy over there. Again, hosting the Commonwealth Youth Games and the Sevens. Of course, it is a multi-sport event, so lots of other sports happening as well. We're looking forward to hosting USA South, their senior and under-23 men's team. So wonderful that the women are getting to face off here in this tournament. And the under-19s, of course, the under-23s and the seniors are going to have their shot as well in Trinidad and Tobago next month.
Phenomenal stuff. Yeah, I know that Maurice Valeri was working very hard to get stuff up and running there with some teams visiting, whether it was colleges and that kind of different age groups. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my guys to go over. We had predetermined places that we had to go with Okapi Wanderers and Florida Jaguares, so we didn't make it down south, but I think it should be something on the agenda for the next year or two. Get down and visit. I basically need any excuse to go to the Caribbean, so...
Well, we are always happy to host. It's been great speaking with coaches and technical teams here over the span of this tournament, seeing what kind of flight patterns, because it feels as though it's easy to hop from island to island in the Caribbean, but it absolutely isn't. It takes a lot of work to bring these teams together for competition.
Yeah, the island hoppers are not super reliable, and I'm sure they're not really efficient. I know that in the past I've seen a lot of teams just going from, I remember Barbados came to me in South Florida to Okapi Wanderers just so they could get to the Cayman Islands. And I think they did their Olympic qualifier preparation at our club there in South Florida before going to, I think it was Cayman. And it was just easier to do it that way rather than bouncing through 5 or 6 islands to get there.
So these U18s are anxious to get their second half underway. Seeing absolutely everything left on the pitch from this Trinidad and Tobago player. He worked hard throughout this entire tournament and then made a massive run there in the 7s. So you see the kickoff doesn't go 10. So that ball goes to Jamaica now.
On its head.
The Jamaica boys, I imagine, are pretty fresh from not playing all week in comparison to the Trinidad and Tobago boys, but both teams looking energetic and ready to get some game time.
So again, only 7 minutes in this half. Big drive from Trinidad and Tobago. The Jamaican player looking for space, dancing back and forth.
And they're going to take it seriously. Some of these boys from Jamaica, they recognize that their senior team on the 7th circuit have become quite the set of superstars. So they've now got something to aim for in terms of an ambition and maybe playing in the Olympics, in the real Commonwealth, the senior Commonwealth Games when they come around. Some of these boys, I'm sure, will see them in those games and participating, provided Jamaica keep qualifying as they've been doing over the last few years.
You can see the pace that these teams are running with right now. It has me out of breath just watching. Trinidad and Tobago continuing to get deeper into the Jamaican end zone. They've got space out in the wing if they can maintain possession of the ball. Going to a scrum, again, big difference from 15s. 8 per side is a 16-person operation in 15s rugby. Here in 7s, it's just 3 per side, 6 people in the scrum. Same concept though.
Much easier, a bit faster paced. Perfect for anybody with a short attention span like myself.
Set. No drive, no drive.
Able to see the hookers here. That's swiping with their foot to get the ball back out to their players who are lined up behind them.
Fully drive, driving early.
For those of you who aren't sure what we're talking about, when we're talking about props and hookers in the different positions, hooking is hooking that ball with your foot.
Catch. Fine. You need to get down. You didn't crouch. Yeah.
The
Catch.
novice player out there didn't realize he had to put his head into the scrum. He thought he was just had to stand there.
Breaking early.
Yeah, so a little bit too anxious there from the Jamaican players. They were early, and so Trinidad and Tobago has possession of this ball to restart.
Tap and go, that's Marson, is it? I think, nice step on the big man.
Roll, Jamaica. You need to roll. Back on your line.
Trinidad and Tobago putting pressure on. Oh.
So yeah, high tackle over on that far corner on Joshua Grant, the number 22 from Trinidad and Tobago. Got a high tackle, so it's a penalty try. Didn't actually dot the ball down because of the illegal tackle, so the referee gave them a penalty try. That means he also does not have to take the kick. You get all 7 points.
And that brings this to a draw, 7-all. Home team Jamaica playing Trinidad and Tobago. We've switched it up. We're keeping you on your toes. This is a 7s match, under 18 category, in preparation for the Commonwealth Youth Games, hosted in Trinidad and Tobago at Shaw Park next month.
I will be working diligently to convince somebody in Trinidad and Tobago to get me flights to be there. It's my project for the next week or two. What do I need to do?
Here we see Jamaica carrying the ball up.
She's flowing, nodding.
Oh, anxious, little knock on there. Definitely under pressure. The game is so short. Every second counts. Trinidad and Tobago making a sub that looks like Jovan going in. He's going to get a run here today. Constantine coming in.
That's got to be the biggest sevens player I've ever seen.
Quickly.
He was a lot of fun to watch during the tournament on the 15 side. Here, I don't know if this is his game.
Well, we have overlap of our players, of course, with the under 19 for 15s. Of course, if you are 19, you're not eligible for under 18 sevens, but it's a great opportunity so the athletes get a chance to play with each other, even if it is in a different format of rugby.
Well, he's effective. He's in that scrum and they won it.
So we take it back for the offside.
There was an offside, so it's going back. No advantage to Trinidad and Tobago. We've been using the word advantage quite often as well, so if there's an infraction made by a team, instead of that penalizing the team that did not make the mistake, an advantage is played.
No, leave it.
Joshua Grant pulled off of that one. There's Constantine rumbling forward. It gives the referee a nudge as well.
So as you can see, a player like Constantine, if he can draw in multiple defenders, it makes wide open space for the line to attack, as you're seeing right here. And that, I believe, was Duncan.
Alright, so we call that a knock on, right? Knock on in the try area.
Oh wow, a knock on, no try.
Sevens. 20. Is it? No. Yeah. How's knock on? So it's 22.
Oh,
Time's knock on.
so rough when you've got that ball over the line, but it does have to be put down with
22,
control.
22.
Can't be knocked forward.
22.
Jamaica with the ball to restart. It's anyone's game. Draw 7-7 in the sevens. 7-minute halves. 7 players on the pitch.
Too many sevens, Thomas.
It's a lot of sevens. Somebody's gonna get some luck.
Yes.
Maybe it's me with those tickets to Trinidad and Tobago.
Maybe it's you with the tickets to Trinidad and Tobago.
It must
At least you're answering this time.
We would love to have you, Gavin. So kick across the pitch. Ooh.
That was not.
Trinidad and Tobago contesting, keeping the pressure on, but another knock forward. So this will be a put in for Jamaica
30 seconds.
in a scrum. 30 seconds left on the clock. Again, super fast this sevens here. We're seeing
Look.
on the sidelines cheering from the Trinidad and Tobago players.
Constantine making his sevens debut. He's got to be happy with that.
Hold on. I didn't call set yet. You can't touch him yet. Up. To call set first, yeah? Long
Right,
five.
so you're hearing the instruction
Long
from
five,
the
long five.
referee, Kanisha Vincent, just making sure the athletes are all clear on what they're doing. Again, as we said, this is an exhibition match, giving these athletes an opportunity to play the sevens format in preparation for the Commonwealth Youth Games. So absolutely every pointer that they can get is going to be so important, as both of these teams will be representing their countries in the Commonwealth Youth Games.
Set.
Must be such an amazing experience to play for your country. It's not something that I did. I wasn't that good. What's the feeling like when you're out there running for your country, singing national anthems? Spine chilling, I'd imagine.
It's absolutely incredible. Anthems get me. All anthems get me. Raise my pores and I have a lump in my throat. It's such a beautiful moment that you can stand up and be proud to represent your country. Our athletes are doing such an excellent job of doing that.
Advantage high.
One of the things that maybe is overlooked is how much pressure that there is, and building positive team culture. Ooh, we've got a loose ball.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh.
He chipped it over himself, chased it, and just popped up at the right time for him. What a great try that was. Kicked it from just inside his own half over everybody's head.
Great example of sevens here. Kicked the ball, chased it down, so much speed required. I'm not sure how they're making these runs in this hot sun after they've played so much rugby for the week already. It's 5 more points to Jamaica. Jamaica now 12-7 over Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, wow. Jamaica win it 12-7, or did they kick over as well? 14-7, I think it turns out. Jamaica will be happy with that win against a tired-looking Trinidad and Tobago team, to be fair.
Absolutely, but it speaks to the camaraderie of these teams, getting some extra rugby in. Trinidad and Tobago, of course, traveled here to Jamaica, wonderful hosts, and of course, happy to give the Sevens teams a run. So behind us now, we have USA South, Trinidad and Tobago women. They are preparing for the finals. Gold and silver in this tournament.
The bronze medal has been awarded. Now it is time for the big one, the showdown, the gold medal match, USA South versus Trinidad and Tobago. It all goes down right here for the 2023 Rugby Americas North Women's 15s tournament at the Uemona Bowl in St. Andrew, Jamaica. It has cooled down just a bit, 33 degrees. Well, the sun is covered by the clouds right now, so that's what makes it feel like it's cool, and the wind speed is up to 35 kilometers per hour. Still great conditions for rugby, and I'm sure that the players will be trying to use that wind speed to their advantage. Yeah, so we've had one game on this, the final day of the 2023 Rugby Americas North tournament. We had Mexico taking the bronze medal against Cayman Islands. 15-11 that game ended. That was a very keenly contested battle, and now we await the gold medal match in a matter of moments. USA South versus Trinidad and Tobago. Well, before we get to that game, that gold medal match, we have to have a chat with the coaches. I'm here with the Trinidad and Tobago coach. He will have a chat with me first. Coach, you're in the gold medal match, of course, already an upgrade from last time around. How would you sum up this season thus far?
I think this season has been great. We've been working on a lot of new things. The girls have been great, allowing themselves to be coached and pretty much getting rid of bad habits and working hard and being disciplined. I think it's shown on the pitch, so we're all very happy.
Yeah, how many players have you been able to bring in from last time around? Have they learned up until this point?
I think pretty much, I say maybe about 70% of the team from last time, but we still have 5 rookies, that's starting in the team as well. It's been showing up players that, when you believe in players, and then players, they apply the stuff in training, and then, you come to the field, and then it's showing, and then it's been overwhelming for all of us, and, we're ready to bring it home, All
right, well, we'll see you out on the field, and good luck to you.
Cheers.
Yeah, that was the coach there from Trinidad and Tobago. Now we will have a chat with the USA South coach, who is I'm pretty sure is going to be very strategic coming into this game. And I don't know if he wants to, but will you share some of that strategy with me?
Our strategy is pretty much based around just the idea that everyone has a role, and as long as we all stick to our roles, everyone knows how to support each other. If someone goes off script, no one's really sure how to support that, so we have a pretty standard way of playing, and everyone knows how to follow each other.
Yeah, Trinidad and Tobago didn't have the best of starts to this tournament, but they grew with every match, and I'm sure that they're going to want to grow some more playing against an opponent like USA South. What are you going to do to ensure that you can phase off that from them?
So Trinidad actually beat us in the first game of the event. It was a really low-scoring game, 5-6, and both teams have really come out after that and shown that they've got a lot more scoring potential. I think that we've made tweaks since that game, and just from that game to the next game, it was a dramatic difference as we made those changes, and I think they're ready to take those same changes to this game.
All right, well, we'll see you out there on the field.
All right,
Best of luck to you. Yeah, so that was the USA South coach. We are almost ready for the kickoff, of course, for this gold medal match, Trinidad and Tobago versus USA South, the defending champions. Let's go upstairs to our commentary team. They'll have all the action for you.
Rugby fans, welcome. We are here at the University of West Indies Mona Bowl. Moms and dads, haters and besties, even the vague acquaintances will take you. My name's Gavin McLeavy. I'm going to be joined by Maria Thomas for this final. It's absolutely my pleasure to introduce this final of Rugby Americas North Super Week. It's the ladies' final, gold and silver. Let's get a few thoughts from Maria Thomas, heavily invested in the region. What are your thoughts on this? Oh, we've got the gate. Let's do this. Let's have a look at the USA South while we've got it on screen. T. Fletcher, key player in the team. She's always kicking for them and sort of directing traffic. Not particularly from a fly half position, though tends to do it from a flank or second row kind of area. Reeling's been dangerous, getting a few scores. Priest as well. Samantha Black's usually the fly half, and Durkin is very consistent at scrum half. Kirsten Colston at the back there as well, number 15, has been a danger player. Cynthia Campbell's in this squad as well. We can't even discount her because she was MVP in this competition last year, the best player of the entire tournament. Trinidad and Tobago also here. Carrera George sisters will both be on the field today. Leah Kintiba absolute threat and a menace to anybody that gets in front of her. Kathleen Stephen generally playing at scrum half with the number 11 shirt on, and Viola Jack's been busy all week. Kitara Monroe, for me, has been the special player, or the new player on the scene, making massive impacts, playing at number 18, usually popping up on the wing. And that's, you haven't even mentioned Nicolette Pantor, easily one of the best players in the region, and she's been a bit quiet this tournament so far, but an amazing sevens player that can direct traffic and change the game on its head in a moment. Quick thoughts from you, Maria.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a massive, massive face-off for the final here. Trinidad and Tobago versus USA South. We saw such a close scoreline, 6-5 in favor of Trinidad and Tobago when they met earlier in this tournament. You heard the coaches discussing it down there. They've absolutely both made tweaks as far as coaching their teams and trying to find a way to get away and come out victorious in this final.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. After Trinidad and Tobago won the earlier game at the beginning of the tournament, 6 points to 5, and I think the USA was shocked. And Trinidad and Tobago really pulling it together. I think this is Trinidad and Tobago's game in terms of the particular type of 7s, 10s, 12s, 15s. I think this might be the one that they own. Welcome back up to the booth, ladies and gentlemen, after great renditions of both of the national anthems. Gavin McLeavy here alongside Maria Thomas, my partner in crime for this entire week, along with Kelson Figaro, who's going to be around as well for this last game of the week. Maria Thomas, the girls out there have got to look nervous right now. USA pulling themselves together, very organised and structured as they play their rugby, even getting lined up. There's a structure to all of it. How are you feeling about this game so far? What's the end result? Predictions, please.
I don't think anyone can predict the outcome of this game. These are two formidable teams, historically often meeting each other in the final phases of tournaments. We saw a very close game, which TNT was victorious in earlier in the tournament. Of course, USA South is trying to even it up and get the win in this final. Trinidad and Tobago absolutely going to have prepared to take the win for themselves.
Yeah, they've both been phenomenal throughout this tournament. Trinidad and Tobago had a little slip up against was it Mexico, I think, and obviously USA, the only game that they lost was actually against these girls right here. So it'll be an interesting one as we get it underway. It looks like T. Fletcher's going to be kicking us off with the white headband on the left hand of your screen with the red shirts, kicking towards the black and red of Trinidad and Tobago. And we are underway. Fletcher kicks deep straight into the hands of Monroe, and she drops it. She's got to be upset with herself. It did come off her foot, but went through her hands first. Referee for the day, Clifton, they're doing a phenomenal job this week. So that'll go straight to a USA South scrum.
Trinidad and Tobago immediately under pressure as this game kicks off. Not even into the completing the first minute, and USA South has a scrum very close, deep in Trinidad and Tobago territory.
Great start for them, nice and clean out the back of there. Black working across, drops into Trinidad and Tobago hands. What happened here? Scrum collapsed over here. Trinidad and Tobago take the responsibility for that one.
So what happened was an advantage was playing for USA South. Trinidad and Tobago collapsed the scrum. However, it was advantageous at the time for USA South to continue playing. When it was no longer an advantage, the referee called it back to play off of that collapsed scrum.
Durkin to get them underway, working with towards a pod. That's the number 3, Robel, going into contact. Black working across the back. There's Campbell, the inside centre. Big contact there. That's number 13, Ayers. Now they've got width on the top side. Can they beat Monroe? She steps inside. There's a whistle or a forward pass. She was surely in if that would have gone right.
This game has started out already. It is so intense. This is the final. We are at the UE Mona Bowl. We are in Jamaica. We're here for the Rugby Americas North under 19 and senior women's 15s rugby. This is the return to women's 15s rugby format in the region.
Yeah, phenomenal. Great to see that they've got into this number. It's just increased every year, 7s to 10s to 12s, and now 15 aside. That's where we want to be. That's what rugby is.
Back.
And this time we're coming to Panther. Panther gets a high kick. It only gets to the 22. The fullback for USA South takes it cleanly. Soda continues rumbling forwards. Dropped the ball, but it dropped it backwards. Durkin looking to play on this near side. The wing steps inside. Corrales, multiple tries this tournament. Durkin again looking for Black. Works across the back of the forwards. Big contact there in the midfield. Ooh, that was a bone rattler. Keep him working. Ayers works to the number 1. Callie Woods out there, almost in the wing position. She's a front row forward. And Black again, this time working with the pods through the middle.
And roll.
And Robel does well. It's T. Fletcher in the back of that one. Body's in the way, couldn't get the ball out quickly.
USA, you have advantage.
USA South going forward. They have an advantage. Offside from Trinidad and Tobago, putting themselves under pressure. Durkin was wanting to play quickly.
Wait.
Referee stops her.
Say again, Jack.
Here we see USA South coach Chris Martin looking on.
Time back on.
He'll be happy about the type of territory his team is in right now. Oh, calling for the kick. So we've seen throughout the tournament, the kicks have made such a massive difference to the score lines. Sometimes the advantage being 1 point, deciding the winner of a match. It is 3 points for a penalty kick and we've seen excellent accuracy in both the men's and women's formats as far as kicking. We have high wins, which of course definitely makes it a little bit more difficult, but the calculations that these athletes are making are successful right through, and we'll see how USA South fares with this kick now.
The USA South team giving Campbell some energy. She has an unusual kicking style, pointing at the stick, so all of the girls copying her in hopes that that will help. You never know. It did. She scored.
Absolutely. She showed that ball exactly where it was supposed to go, right up there to the SportsMax sign. Good kick. 3 points for USA. Here it is again.
And USA South take the lead in this one. A bit of early dominance. They've been camped down there for multiple phases. There was 2 or 3 errors from Trinidad and Tobago, and eventually they are
1 step back.
They are penalised.
Everyone.
So what have we got going on over here? Number 10 for Trinidad and Tobago. Jade Husbands to kick us off, and cleanly into USA South hands. Going forward, working inland.
No. Good job.
Durkin going to the top side. Campbell on a shorter ball there. She goes forward.
Tackle release.
Durkin goes around the short side, looking for the winger. Somehow manages to stay, and she picks up again. Working through Campbell one more time. The forwards start barreling into this Trinidad and Tobago defence.
Back. You have advantage, 9.
Here she is. Cynthia Campbell looking for the kick over. There's acres of space back there.
Wasn't happy. Thank you.
Offside here for Trinidad and Tobago. USA South will get the ball back.
Guys, that's 3. We need to keep it down, guys. There's 3 offsides.
Right, so instructions from the referee. The warning phase for offside is over. There will be penalties if Trinidad and Tobago continues to be offside. We've seen excellent defensive work in this tournament from the Trinidad and Tobago team. I think they're looking to put on a little more pressure than they did in their last game. Of course, you got to balance that pressure with making sure that you're onside, not rushing up too quickly. And of course, been doing a great job not opening up spaces between their defensive line, which is what USA South is looking to run through.
I'll tell you time.
Yeah, got to be switched on. Trinidad and Tobago. This USA South team is not going to be a pushover, and they haven't got the element of surprise on their side this time either. Big kick from T. Fletcher.
How many?
Patted out there, Nicola Panther.
Always. All right.
Kind of playing outside centre position, fullback position.
8, ladies, 8.
That's going to be a line out in favor of USA South. We've seen really good line out technique as well as good driving skill from the USA South team. Their line is prepared. They're nice and deep so they can get speed, or they may try to drive it in. However, Trinidad and Tobago has collected that ball from the line out.
Taken back by Trinidad. Scrum.
So they'll get a scrum this time, USA South, in the same place.
Scrum to USA. Taken back.
So Trinidad looking very nonchalant and relaxed right now, but they're pinned back on their own line. They need to really, with a sense of urgency, fight for that ball.
Crouch!
Here we see the teams getting in position for the scrum. Trinidad and Tobago getting lower than we saw in previous days of this tournament.
Yeah, it looks good, the scrum right now. So USA South now with the ball, working to spread it wide. Gone through a few sets of hands.
Thanks. It's okay, no worries.
That was knocked forward, and so it will now be Trinidad and Tobago's ball with another scrum. You can hear cheering from the sidelines.
TTO. I learned that recently. That's the, I guess, the acronyms for Trinidad and Tobago. Makes sense, right? I was always wondering what that song was.
Crouch!
The TNT team still under pressure.
Set!
USA South will be looking to turn over. Great view here. See, the ball goes in. Big drive from USA South, but it is towards the back of the scrum. Trinidad and Tobago didn't get that ball out inside in time. So it looks like they're going to reset the scrum.
Yeah, interesting. The first scrum over in the far corner there, Trinidad and Tobago held up very well, and this time USA South adjusted something and managed to fold that second row. Trinidad and Tobago.
So this is a senior format of rugby, and the scrum, as long as it remains stable, can be used as a technique to drive forward. So as long as you have a stable scrum, the team can continue driving forward. Here we see Trinidad and Tobago moving the ball to the back, and it is out.
So Kintiba back on her own line. She's going to feel the pressure there. She managed to pop one over the top.
That's a run.
I didn't see who that went to, but really a lot of pressure for Trinidad and Tobago here, right on their own line.
It was out.
The ball squirted out somewhere. USA South maybe grabbed a hold of it, trying to get to the ground. Has it been held up? It was taken in by Trinidad. So USA South got to be happy with the pressure they're putting on. They need some points soon, though.
Once you pick it up, it's
Trinidad and Tobago was looking for space to kick the ball, but USA South just kept the pressure on. There's no opportunity to kick that ball out and relieve the pressure.
Yeah, USA South dominant so far.
On the line,
not
please.
giving
On the
an
line,
inch
please.
of space to this Trinidad and Tobago team. But two really strong packs, good scrummaging teams on both sides here.
Bind. Set.
So Durkin gets the ball in for USA South. She gets out the back cleanly. That's Campbell coming close towards the line. Durkin recycles it quickly. There's acres of space out here as Corrales going in the corner, making it look very easy. USA South 5 points more. That's going to take them to 8. And dominant so far, this USA South team.
To the line, please.
Here we see the replay. Low tackles from Trinidad and Tobago. That's Leah Kintiba, captain, making that tackle. But USA South finds a space out on the wing, and that is a try for USA South from Corrales.
It's not the easiest of kicks here for Campbell. She's about 22 yards out and on the edge of the 5 channel, just into the 15 channel. There's a bit of a breeze behind her. That will certainly help, I think.
There's that finger showing the ball where she wants it to go. Signature style picked up by the whole team, as you can see on the sidelines there.
That's a great kick. It's over. Great kick from Campbell. She's all smiles down there, and so is her teammates. Great kick from Campbell. That's going to take them to 10. And already Trinidad and Tobago with an uphill task. How do they respond is the big question.
Thank you very much. Back, 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 back. Yeah.
Jade Husbands delivering that ball and knocked on by USA South.
Knock on first. Just knock on first.
Trinidad and Tobago getting an opportunity here as the ball was knocked on by USA South. It'll be a Trinidad and Tobago put into the scrum. We're seeing the line getting deep. Great running throughout this tournament from Katara Monroe, who we see out on the wing.
She's a real danger, isn't she? She's difficult to bring down and just so elusive.
Set. Keep it up, keep it up.
USA South will want to put pressure on early and try and force a mistake from Trinidad and Tobago.
Kintiba here looking to go wide with Jack, and there's that go, Monroe. Oh, the ball went forward from Jack. Monroe was away there. She had a couple of people to beat, but she looked like she was in a strong position. Jack's disappointed. Take a quick look at this. Kintiba, good pass to Jack. And I don't know if that was forward.
I heard.
It's called back for forward pass. It will be a put in for USA South in this scrum.
Wait, one step up, please. There you go.
Referee just showing exactly where the mark is.
Crouch!
Good to see Jocelyn back at 8-man at the back of the scrum.
Yeah, she had some excellent kicks.
Set.
Yeah, she was good. I know she's in the middle of the week. She got a couple of injuries. She was strapped up with a knee or ankle at one point. But here's Campbell looking to work with her backs, inserting Corrales. Looking for that top side, looking for a bit of space for Corazordo. She gets brought down by the Trinidad and Tobago covering defence. Durkin again, this time through Black, looking for a pod of forwards, tapped on. Sutton going into contact, close to the 22. USA South looking to that top side again. Durkin, this time the ball is fumbled. Trinidad and Tobago were offside, and it's a good job that the ball went backwards for USA South, because if not, Trinidad and Tobago were a little exposed with just one defender on that top wing.
What are you doing?
Seeing smiles on the faces of the USA South players who are waiting for their chance to get on the pitch. USA South kicking that ball out, going for extra yards closer to the try line.
So that'll be a line out. In good territory for USA South here. Trinidad and Tobago pinned back in their 5 yards once again. They've really got to work hard to get out of here. Another try right now is going to be a monumental task.
Wait.
Sutton with the throw-in. Reeling, taking it on the top. That maul looks solid. Trinidad and Tobago managed to stop them for a moment. We've got a secondary push now. Trinidad and Tobago have to recycle their players back to the outside there. And USA South are over. This is devastating for Trinidad and Tobago. A good try for USA South. They didn't see who dotted it down. T. Fletcher gets up with ball in hand. So I'll give it to her for now, unless I see otherwise.
15 points to USA South as we look at that replay. Off of the line out, USA South forms a maul, driving forward, pushing through the Trinidad and Tobago defense and dotting that ball down over the line.
So it's Campbell on that far side, getting ready to take the kick.
Difficult angle for this kick here. There's that finger pointing where she wants the ball to go. We can be assured her team is pointing with her. Had the distance, just not the accuracy, so no extra points from that conversion kick. The score remains 15-0 in favor of USA South, playing in this final match against Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, looking really uncontrolled and comfortable. USA South, very different from the team that played Trinidad and Tobago earlier in the competition. Trinidad and Tobago really haven't switched it on yet. They're still in first gear. But we know how things can change in this game, and Trinidad and Tobago is definitely a team that can do it if anybody. Sutton takes it well this time. She's going forward and is brought down handily by the Trinidad and Tobago defence. Roble on her way, loses the ball out the back there, so that's going to go the way of Trinidad and Tobago.
It's knock on.
She lost the ball, it was kind of stuck to her back at some point. Slippery out there maybe.
Scrum to Trinidad and Tobago. You can see in the 15s format of the game, we do have players that I'm sure you've seen on the 7 circuit, and then some who are back out for 15s. It has been some time, but there are clubs in Trinidad and Tobago that have been playing either 10s or 12s, working up to the 15s format.
Fine. Set.
Police is one of those teams.
Jocelyn going around that top side and escapes the flanker, reeling. Makes some good yards there. There's a battle at the ruck there. USA South coming around the outside, but a little too early. Panto going quickly and attacking on her own. She's going to be isolated there, but the support comes well. And they've got numbers on this top side. Trinidad and Tobago, if they can make use of it. There was hands on the ball.
Time off, please. Time off, please.
Mr. Clifton going to have a word with his AR to see what was seen from that top end.
Quick consult there.
Something about a high tackle in the mumblings over there. USA South might find themselves in trouble here. Either way, the ball is in Trinidad and Tobago hands, I believe, and there's an opportunity for 3 points, potentially. Let's have a quick look here, might be able to see something. The hands were on the ball by the USA player, but the support had arrived. So there was a high tackle a little bit earlier in the phases before, I think. Big contact there, that's number 22. This time they're coming to the near side. Jack goes to ground. Quick pickup, looking inside is Monroe. Goes through hands. Monica George.
2 offside.
Supports there again. Stevens picking up quickly. And again USA South, this time offside. It's USA South's turn to make the mistakes defensively, just as Trinidad and Tobago have done earlier in this game. They're asking for the scrum from the team. There are plenty of leaders in this team, and it's nice to see they're all making similar decisions. They're all on the same page.
Huge difference when you're on the same page. Coach Richard Staglon was talking about the work that they've done as a team, and it's definitely showing when everyone can make those kind of calls in unison on the pitch.
Absolutely. I really like this this Trinidad and Tobago pack. When Jorsling's at the back of it, she's very athletic. She always seems to beat the first person, carries the ball really well, and she's a great kicker as well. But this time, USA South causing some problems. Stevens scoops the ball out, and it's ugly. Big contact coming from USA South.
That's a rock. That's
a great snatch from Jade Husbands.
So working to the top, Kantiba runs sideways. She needs to change direction a little. That's putting Monroe under a bit of pressure with not much acreage out there, and she's stopped handily by the USA covering tackle.
It's available.
Just still inside the USA territory, but definitely going backwards at this point, the Trinidad and Tobago team. Jack with big contact, bumps a tackle. Great work there.
All play on, all play on.
Jorsling picks up the ball, so they continue. Phillips taking route one. She's becoming a great young player.
First person strong on the feet, first person strong. Good job.
USA South getting their hands on the ball there, and Phillips not releasing it quickly enough, so they'll get the ball here.
Sorry? No, it's a penalty. That's the mark, please. That's the mark. 9, that's the mark.
Durkin's going to get them back underway. She's looking for a pod, and it's coming at pace. It's the number 8, Kat Davis. Strong player going into the 40.
Back. Advantage.
This time Black going route one again. She's fast. She almost skips past.
We have advantage, 9.
And Kate Davis one more time. She's getting through some serious work. She goes to ground. She gets up, looks for the ball herself, but the scrum half sees a little gap and goes through it.
Working it back.
There's Black now to Fletcher. She's been quiet so far. Ball goes to ground, so they'll go back.
Captain, please.
Trinidad and Tobago this time. Going to get a speaking to.
See USA South working through those phases that work with the pack, just going in as a unit and driving into the Trinidad and Tobago defensive line. Trinidad and Tobago not getting back quickly enough.
Just stay behind. Stay behind.
So Fletcher with the solid kick into the corner. It's going to put them about the 5-yard line.
They're looking for that line out again. They were successful last time, forming them all off of the line out and scoring a try.
Yeah, Trinidad and Tobago, a flash of possession, and they've just gone backwards and now found themselves in another pressure situation. USA South hoping to convert another 5 points here.
Wait.
Trinidad and Tobago does have height and can defend the line out quite well. I think they'll be aware of probably what USA South has in store to defend.
There you go, you nailed it.
Off the feet, play on.
They did steal it, but this time they've gotten it carried back into their own try line.
Scrum.
So another scrum this time for USA South, 5 yards out.
Taken in by Trinidad, scrum to USA South.
Good steal off the top, but not managing to make anything of it, and dotting the ball down behind their own line.
Yeah, USA South keeping the pressure on. Trinidad and Tobago looking to either kick to take the pressure off or maybe run it out. We do see their runners in position.
Bind.
So Durkin with the put-in. You're going to need a big shove here from Trinidad and Tobago, and it's static. USA South maybe get a half yard on it. Campbell looks like she wants to go on her own, but she's running into a lot of traffic there.
Tackle and roll and roll.
Lots of Trinidad bodies on the floor, so they're not rolling away quickly enough, so there's a penalty against them, but using advantage USA South. Ball goes loose. They'll come back for another one.
Yeah, Trinidad and Tobago not overcommitting to those rucks, making sure that they're available to defend the try line. They are standing right on it.
T. Fletcher gets them going quickly. A pod of forwards from USA South. Probing very close to the line.
Release and roll away. Release and roll away. Release and roll away. Advantage.
She didn't roll away quick enough, and there's a try for USA South. Notching up another one that's taken it to 20 points, and this USA South team really dominating at the moment. Trinidad and Tobago have really got to start plugging those holes, Maria.
Yes, USA South here in the replay with that try, driving forward, just using the force of the pack. Trinidad and Tobago not rolling away soon enough, so advantage was playing to USA South, where there's the opportunity here for the number 9, their scrum half, Durkin, to just get that ball forward over the line for another try. USA South now 20 points, 2-0.
Plenty of water get thrown around over there for USA South. It's hot out there. Getting the liquids in.
This is the final match of this tournament, Rugby America's North Under-19s and Senior Women's 15s Rugby. We are at the UE Mona Bowl. We're shouting out to everyone who's watching on SportsMax. I know that the clubs are having a great time taking in all of the rugby. Thank you for tuning in and supporting the teams.
No good this time from Campbell, but she's pretty happy with the performance so far as she trots back. The inside centre's had a great week.
Trinidad and Tobago still trying to find their groove. We're hearing it's roughly 4 minutes left on the clock from the referee. Definitely enough time to make something happen. Trinidad and Tobago will want to change the mood of this game and get in it before the halftime.
For sure, Husband's a big kick this time. The Trinidad and Tobago pack running up scattered. But a good tackle there.
Straight off your feet. Straight off your feet.
Interesting. So the defensive ruck from USA South went straight to ground, and maybe I have the suspicion that maybe the referee's seen it 2 or 3 times and he was quick to whistle there. So finally Trinidad and Tobago get themselves in a good position, only the second real time with the ball in USA South half of the field, and we're 26 minutes into this game. Scarce ball in hand for Trinidad and Tobago.
Bind. Set.
A big push from USA South, have stolen that ball.
Backwards, play on.
Campbell with the ball. She gets wrapped up by Jocelyn and a couple of others.
You're fine. They don't move, don't move.
Ball to hand well. Here's a pod coming around the corner for USA South. The spot going to arrive. That looks like reeling, offloading to, is that the 14? Corrales, the try scorer from earlier. I don't know what happened there, but Panto wants to go quickly. Now she'll come back and look for the kick. She's an accomplished kicker, so she'll keep that one pretty simple.
Numbers? How many?
Trinidad and Tobago regaining that yardage, moving up the pitch.
3.
So if they can get a clean ball here, we know they've got the speed out wide, and if they've got a thin back line with multiple forwards in the line out for the USA South, Trinidad and Tobago can create some space out wide for the likes of Panther and Monroe. We know that they can do the damage. Oh, and a short ball.
That was not straight.
Not straight, unfortunate. Great idea. Poor execution.
Scrum.
USA South are happy with the scrums.
Sorry. About 2 minutes, ladies. Roughly.
Roughly 2 minutes left on the time. We're seeing another scrum here. The put in for USA South.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
They need a big push, but they do not get it. So they go. USA South goes around the corner with a stiff arm. Durkin comes back inside at scrum half. Black carrying the ball into the contact. There's nobody on the legs. Everyone's trying to tackle upper bodies. Finally goes down.
Well done.
Durkin's right there. Trinidad and Tobago a little bit thin on the ground on this near side. Ball knocked forward there, so Trinidad and Tobago a reprieve for them.
Seeing great form from the USA South. They're actually linking on together, going forward, looking like a train, moving forward, so difficult to stop. Unfortunate knock-on for USA South, but definitely fortunate for Trinidad and Tobago. Just a couple of minutes left in this half. Trinidad and Tobago looking to make something happen before the halftime.
Bind! Set!
The hook is good. Did they manage to get clean ball? Not really. The ball squirted out the back of the tackle as well. Nice little step from Husbands. She's to ground now. Contiba looking after her.
Good listening. Good listening.
Jorsling steps in at scrum half. Good movement forward now. Trinidad and Tobago trying to.
Good job.
Jorsling's there. Kathleen Stevens steps away from the scrum half duties for a moment. Jorsling goes backwards, unfortunately. USA South keeping the pressure on. Standing static to receive the ball, this Trinidad and Tobago team. Need to get some momentum going. Maybe George can give them that momentum. Big stiff arm to T. Fletcher. George tramples over another one. That's what she needs. This is what they need. Get USA on the back foot. Husbands now under pressure, and the ball's been handed over to USA. They're in a great position after that steal. Trinidad and Tobago looking a bit weak on that top side. Fletcher's got the ball in hand.
Forward. That's the half, ladies.
And a forward pass. Trinidad and Tobago get away with that with the skin of their teeth, so they're going into the half at 20-0. Trinidad and Tobago really under a lot of pressure again here, Maria, and USA South looking very dominant. Quick thoughts from you.
Well, USA South definitely wasn't going to give Trinidad and Tobago any chances after they so narrowly lost to them in the first match that they had in this tournament. Trinidad and Tobago, you can see them grouping up here, conserving their energy, getting some water in. Definitely not a comfortable position for Trinidad and Tobago going into the second half of this match, but still not something that is impossible to overcome.
Now they're going to have to come out all guns blazing in the second half to get back into this game. USA South looking really strong, as you see the ladies getting off the field, trying to get in the shade for a moment or two before they have to go back out.
We'll see what the strategy is for Trinidad and Tobago when they come back in the second half. They have a good mix of returning players that have lots of 15s experience, but of course, as the coach mentioned, new players as well, some rookies on the pitch. USA South leading 20-0 over Trinidad and Tobago in this, the final match of Rugby America's North 15s.
We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Gavin McLeavy here. USA South looking very dominant so far. 20 points to 0 ahead of Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago caused all kinds of problems for USA South earlier in this tournament, and obviously USA South has had a really good look at the videos and targeted some players and made some adjustments. The only thing that's been consistent really is Campbell's kicking. It's been solid throughout the whole game. But here you see Campbell going forward, getting close to the line, and then using the width for the first try from Colasordo. Getting over in the corner. She's put plenty of tries on the board this week, and that's just one more. The Campbell point, we'll call it for now. She's been great at dinking them over. She got the penalty first, and then she converted that one. I thought it was Fletcher that got this one over. I didn't really get a good look, to be fair. The ball's under a few bodies, but it's dotted down, and USA were happy. That's Roble celebrating. The contact here going to ground. Just a yard or so out, but somehow they managed to dig that ball out, and Durkin just dots over in between the legs. So USA South in a dominant position. We're going to get back to that game pretty soon. Have a look at this crowd. We're going to be back very soon after this break, and we'll get the second half underway for you. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting into the second half of this final game of a phenomenal week. This time the women's tournament coming to an end. We're going to have this second half starting off. It's USA South in the red and blue. They're going to be receiving the ball from Trinidad and Tobago in the red and black. There's T. Fletcher in the middle there, standing next to Jade Husband. Maria Thomas with me. Let's get quick thoughts from you about the first half.
USA South set the tone early in the first half. They put the pressure on immediately and they kept it on throughout. They are 20 points to 0 over Trinidad and Tobago. We've just had the halftime. The DJs were playing some soca, so hopefully there's some energy that has been infused into the TNT team so that they can now keep the pressure on in this second half and get back into the game.
So T. Fletcher was over there talking to the referee. He sent her to go speak to the AR, so there's some kind of issue with maybe the scrum. T. Fletcher looks like she's negotiating something down here. She's a very experienced player, a coach in the university system here in the USA as well. So number 5 running back onto the field. Negotiations have been clarified, I guess, but they will now get underway. Husbands to get the kickoff. Trinidad and Tobago look ready.
We're seeing Onika George spring-loaded to chase down this ball.
Such an amazing athlete. And this time Trinidad and Tobago coming out a little quicker, and an uncharacteristic error from Campbell, the number 12, dropping forward, and Trinidad and Tobago in a good position.
Yeah, that's a very good restart for Trinidad and Tobago. Now returning some of that pressure that they were under in the first half of this match.
Stevens to get the ball in for Trinidad and Tobago, another good athlete. Incredibly fast, very brave in the tackle as well. They've managed to hook that one. Stevens gets it clean for the first time in a while. Husbands over to Kintiba. She's going sideways again and gets tackled. Nope, she managed to shake one off. Stiff arms Campbell and stays stable. Support is there. Looking to play a bit deeper. Panther in the fly half position now.
Yeah, now we're seeing Trinidad and Tobago moving up with the ball. They are moving it, but not gaining ground yet.
Unusual sequence of play there. Not sure what they were trying to do. They had something up their sleeve and maybe a miscommunication. So to fix that, just go back to the basics. Go forward, recycle the ball. As you can see, they are going back. They're losing yards. This time a good run forward, almost to the halfway line.
Yeah, that from Special Ryan. Her debut on the national team, senior 15s.
Phillips now almost back to the 40. And good pressure from USA South.
That's a rock.
That was Stevens trying to go around the top side and brought down. Phillips bobbles the ball.
Take him back.
Looks like Pantor with the big kick. There's a couple of USA South players back here. Bounces over the head. So that was a nice kick from Panther. USA South. Now they're a little isolated. Can they get their hands on the ball? No, they can't. The support is there for USA South and have knocked forward. Oh, and USA South equally looking at 6 and 7s like Trinidad and Tobago at the moment.
Fortunate for Trinidad and Tobago, we see the kick up the pitch. Trinidad and Tobago was trying to make the yards by running the ball forward, but we're continuously getting pushed backwards by the pressure from USA South. Now into USA South territory with the scrum.
Crouch!
Stevens with the put in again. They're getting plenty of scrum opportunities. Can they get this one out clean? Another big push from USA South. And yes, it's out clean. Husbands. Intova. Jack can't pick up the ball.
Knocked forward. We're back to another scrum, this time in favor of USA South. We're seeing Trinidad and Tobago really trying to pull something out of their sleeves or their pockets.
Just need a bit of go forward momentum. The passes are coming, but everyone's catching them standing still. If they can get some momentum running onto the ball, that's where they're dangerous. But if you're starting from a standing start and the defense is coming at you, you're going to go backwards. It's just the laws of physics.
Bind.
Making the switch from offense to defense and back to offense. The lineup, particularly back, is different. So generally deeper when you're on offense and flat for defense.
The 15, Colston going forward. She's dragged down. There's the scrum half for the USA. Campbell taking a late hit there. A good movement forward. USA South flat to the attack line.
Don't move.
We see them linking up like train cars. USA South carrying the ball forward again.
So they've used the width of the field. Durkin getting it through to Black. Black looking for a pod of forwards. It's gone backwards. That's going to be okay. Trinidad and Tobago want to keep this pressure, get off that defensive line quickly. Sutton takes a step inside. Trinidad and Tobago body's not rolling away quickly enough again.
She has to roll still. Tough.
That was George on the ground there, interrupting the passage of play.
Yeah, so we see some opportunities that Trinidad and Tobago could take, like that little fumble. It went backwards, so stayed in the possession of USA South.
Kate Davis to Sutton. Sutton goes to ground. The pack is there. Durkin looking for T. Fletcher. Nope, goes out the back. This time to Colston.
Flat.
Big contact, and there's hair everywhere down there.
It's a line out for USA South. Trinidad and Tobago getting back into a position where they need to defend very close to the try line.
Still plenty of time for Trinidad and Tobago, but they need to start chipping away at the points.
Wait.
Trinidad and Tobago looks like they're preparing to make a sub with Malika Barclay getting ready to take the pitch.
Good take off the top from T. Fletcher. They've got a Morg moving forward. Trinidad and Tobago need to stop it. There it comes. There's the stop. The ball's in. I believe it's Kate Davis that's got a hold of it, but George has done well to come through the middle of there. Davis somehow comes around the corner.
Back.
And they've still got the ball in hand, and they're still moving that more forward.
Release the runaway.
Finally brought down. Durkin looks for the pass. That goes to Callie Woods. Does she cross the line? Held up. Great work for Trinidad and Tobago back on their own line, getting the body underneath that ball.
US or Trinidad?
Great defending, holding the ball up. No points awarded.
23. Off, please. Time off.
So just a substitution here.
The goal line drop out. Stay behind the kicker, please. Stay behind the kicker. Behind the kicker. Time is off.
Just reshuffling the pack a little bit. It's number 22 that came in. Barkley. And then number 13 also.
Simon.
Time is still off. I know, time is still off.
So Trinidad and Tobago in the hot seat again on their try line. See Panther with the ball looking like she's going to try and kick, get some distance, relieve that pressure.
Uncharacteristic. Panther kicking straight down the middle. A couple of bounces actually worked out all right. Not the cleanest of kicks by her standards. Campbell drops the ball backwards. Black scoops it up. She's got some support coming. Into a bit of Trinidad and Tobago traffic. George looking to throw it to the ground. Campbell looking for a pod. The pod works around the edge of the defense there. Durkin picking quickly, using Black with her backs to the top side available. There's a lot of space over there. Corrales comes inside. And bundled out on that top side. Much better from Trinidad and Tobago this time.
How many line out? How much? Many line out.
Yeah, starting to see a few things happening, opening up. Of course, there's always the risk when you're playing a little bit more like that, a knock-on or a space opening up. We've seen Trinidad and Tobago staying really, really tight in their defensive form, but now they are definitely looking to push forward, put some more pressure on USA South and make something happen.
The kicking game could work for them here, Trinidad and Tobago. If I'm a coach thinking about how am I going to get some points on the board, they've got the wind behind them. We know there's Pantor that can kick well, and Kintoba also kicks well. Get them into the USA South half, and then with loose play, Trinidad and Tobago are dangerous. The reason USA South are winning this game is through structure. When Trinidad and Tobago need to take away some of that structure from them and stifle their attack.
Yeah, they call us wrong. It was a knock on into touch. They had the option.
Right, so
one step back, please. One step
USA
back.
South getting the option, choosing the scrum.
Crouch!
So it'll be Durkin putting the ball in for USA South, just resetting real quick. They're not quite right in the front row for USA South.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
And a good shove this time from Trinidad and Tobago. Good effort from Stevens to cause some problems at the back of that ruck. On this near side now, Colacerdo picked up and went again cleanly. That's good. Trinidad and Tobago trying to drag her down for the second time. She's working hard. Durkin going through the 13. Ayers, a big tackle there. The substitute that came in.
That's Malika Barclay.
Great work from Barclay. Big hit.
Dishing out big hugs.
First person. First person. Really, first person.
So Trinidad and Tobago now. Opportunity to have the ball. What are they going to do with it? Pantor takes it, suggesting a potential kick for line out. She's going to want to get some distance on it. She's got a bit of a wind behind her.
Want scrum? You want a scrum?
Nope, she's changed her mind. She doesn't like that wind, and she's going to let the forwards do their work.
Yeah, a lot of calculating that goes
1 and 13 US off.
Into the thought process in rugby, particularly with the kicking game. The wind has been changing up quite a bit throughout this tournament.
Yeah, I think that one she kind of weighed up the options, looked at the wind, and the wind is kind of a crosswind. So I think her thought process, if I'm in her mind, is that that kick could quite easily get the ball pushed back in by this quite strong wind right now. So maybe this is the safer bet. And let's see the Trinidad and Tobago team run with the ball. We know that's where the talent is. Wouldn't it be great to see them do it?
Yeah, we haven't really seen a lot of those breaks that Trinidad and Tobago is known for, but maybe.
No space down this side. Pantor thwarted early.
I was interfering.
Angel Jorsling looking for that space. She's also very fast.
Yep. Yeah, she demonstrated that early on in this tournament. Great player, great talent.
One step back. That was me. I was instructed. Yeah, that was on me. That's why I call it.
USA South, they're liking the real estate that they're in right now, keeping that pressure on Trinidad and Tobago.
Crouch!
Another scrum, thanks to Yui, who's maintained such a great pitch for us to play on. It is holding up well.
There's a lot of rugby being played on this pitch this week, and it looks good, considering.
Right. Please keep your body weight. Next one. Next one. Right. Just keep it. Just engage and hold. Yeah?
So after a couple of substitutions for Trinidad and Tobago, there's definitely fresh legs in the forwards on the field right now. Can they get the height down to cause some problems for this USA South team? Hold off their push. And just give Stevens a moment to pick up the ball at the back. It's gone the way of USA South though. Durkin comes away with it, goes to the fly half black. They're looking really good on that top side, USA South, with a person overload. Colacerdo on the top side, Corrales dotting it down over on the far side, and surely now USA South are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
25 points, USA South to 0, Trinidad and Tobago. Here we see the replay. Nice pass. They're using the width of the pitch, loads of space. Easy try for USA South. They have had to work a little bit harder to get in position for the try in this half. But Alyssa Corrales, she was ready to do the work. And here we have T. Fletcher taking the kick.
She's going to go straight with a drop kick, 7 style.
Conversion successful, 2 more points for USA South. Trinidad and Tobago making another substitution. Bring in Electra Dennis, her debut on the senior 15s team as well.
I would have loved to seen her on a bit earlier. She's a devastating runner when she's got the ball in hand. A real shining light in this team at the moment, Trinidad and Tobago.
Back. Here, right?
So it looks like the ball's going to be coming this way. It's Pantor that will be kicking off. She goes more central for it and deep, letting the wind take it back a little. Here's Black again, looking to Fletcher. Fletcher looking for support. And it comes just outside the 22. Durkin switching it the other way. Roble goes to contact, takes a couple of bodies with her. Black again. Short ball to Sutton.
Hands away!
Kate Davies looking to take this one forward. Excuse me, that was Callie Woods, number 1, the front row forward for USA South.
Trinidad and Tobago keeping the pressure on. They want to stay in the USA South half. Time is off. Marika Mendez for Trinidad and Tobago coming onto the pitch now.
You can have some water if you wish. You can have some water if you wish.
Referee just advising the team they can take some water.
So it looks like Roble's going to come off for USA South. She had a good shift. Played well throughout this tournament when she was given opportunities.
Again, this final match, big face-off with these teams. Trinidad and Tobago, USA South absolutely dominating this game. They did not take kindly to the loss that was dealt to them by Trinidad and Tobago earlier in this tournament.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely revenge this game for the earlier surprise that they got from Trinidad and Tobago.
USA South winners of the this championship last year. So they are defending that first place spot. They edged out Jamaica last year.
Continuing.
Yeah, so a better position this time around for Trinidad and Tobago. Again, I think the 15s version of the game is definitely the way to go for Trinidad and Tobago. I enjoyed watching them. A little bit nullified in this one against USA South, but the rest of the week they've been phenomenal.
Yeah, Trinidad and Tobago absolutely strong in the opening of this tournament, winning the first 3 games that they played. The beginning portion of the tournament for the women was round robin, so each of the teams got to play each other, which is great. Good to see the matchups, see how the development and moving into the 15s format has worked for the participating unions.
Set!
And a big push this time, Trinidad and Tobago, but not enough. Durkin gets it out correctly. Speedy run there from the outside centre. Sargent's on the field. This is Kate Davis. She's going well.
Lost forward.
Ball lost forward from USA South. So Trinidad and Tobago in a good position here. It's like a scrum coming.
14 off, please. 14. USA 14.
Substitution. Looks like the try scorer from earlier. Corrales is going to go off. 24 coming in. That's Emily Milesit.
5-2, 5 off.
And number 5 is also going to be switched out. That's T. Fletcher. She had a great shift, a great week. Looks like she's enjoyed herself. And Bailey Coppage coming in, another useful kicker. Sitting in at second row of all places.
Crouch!
Trinidad and Tobago put in for this scrum. We've seen substitutions on the TNT team. Strong pack.
Jostling finally gets away with clean ball out the back of that scrum. She's been handily tackled though. Stevens comes to get that ball. Now they're getting some forward momentum, this Trinidad and Tobago team. Malika Barkley, damaging run. Looking to go wide, looking to release Monroe, but the ball goes to ground.
So that'll be a USA South line out. Just a little trouble getting that ball to hand, going out wide there for Trinidad and Tobago. They have lost some yards, but still look to make up. USA South very strong with their line outs. Trinidad and Tobago looking to match up the numbers in the line out. USA quite deep, they've got options.
Yes.
It looks
like
they might...
Sutton throwing the ball in.
That was not straight. Line to a scrum. One scrum. Scrum.
Scrum for Trinidad and Tobago there from the poor line out for USA South. That'll throw not straight.
Roughly 14. I'm the mark, yeah. Roughly 14, Jack.
Yeah, the wind picking up the ball there makes it a little bit difficult to throw in accurately. The ball does have to go straight down the channel.
Yeah.
So both teams have an equal opportunity to contest. The team throwing in has the advantage because, of course, they're calling the play. They know where their jumper is going to receive the ball.
Crouch! Bind!
It looks like the ball's coming back clean.
Yeah, those scrums are really stable now.
Jack with a bit of go forward. Pantor dropped the ball and knocked it. It's got to be frustrating to work sideways, no forward movement, and then the ball gets dropped.
Absolutely. Trinidad and Tobago is just seeing the defense from USA South moving along the pitch, staying in front of them. They're looking for space to move forward.
So USA South will get a scrum in a better position now.
Crouch! Bind!
See how Trinidad and Tobago fares defending this scrum. Maybe they can put a good drive, get the hook, steal it. But no, cleanly out the back for USA South.
Black faking it to Sargent and then passing wide. Nice little inside ball. Dropped off to number 22, Stacia Thompson.
Go.
Good work from USA South now, turning on the special stuff, turning on the skills. Sargent playing as fly half now. There's an advantage there for USA South. Trinidad and Tobago offside.
TNT back on their try line again, defending. USA South looking for 3 points.
Yeah, they'll take the 3 points. They're not here to play around. They just want the points. Keep racking it up, making it difficult for Trinidad and Tobago to get back into the game.
You have 10 left.
This is Bailey Coppage taking this kick.
And she came in late one of the games and slotted 3 or 4 over in a very short period of time. She's a great kicker. This is an easy one for her.
I love seeing the unique ways that athletes get ready to take their kicks.
Hammers that one over.
Her pre-kick routine is working.
But 10 left.
Oh, she's a great kicker. Actually, between her and Campbell. They're both phenomenal kickers of the ball, along with imagine in this case for this team, T. Fletcher of all people is a third choice kicker basically, which says a lot about the skill set that they've got on that squad.
That's brought the score up 30 points to 0. USA South over Trinidad and Tobago.
TNT having a rough day at the office. You've got to find some energy from somewhere. Who's going to turn it around for them? Sometimes it's just a big tackle, someone doing something special to change the momentum of a game. Husbands kicking straight down the middle again. Big take there, massive tackle coming in, great stuff. That was the number 8, Electra Dennis. I mentioned her earlier. She always makes an impact as soon as she comes on. Durkin going around the outside, looking to release the new winger. That's big contact on her there. Miles sit, has to sit. Nice little offload on the inside there. The pack from USA South working well. Trinidad and Tobago walking through the motions at the moment. Sargent's not one to walk. She's going to move forward aggressively. Skips 2, 3 tackles. Finally brought down after about 20 yards of running.
Hands away, run away, roll. Well done.
Durkin looking for number 22, Stacia Thompson, and she's aggressive going forward. Lost the ball there. Two knock-ons, but it'll go the way of Trinidad and Tobago.
Time off.
First knock-on there was from USA South.
You okay?
Trinidad and Tobago trying to keep the pressure on and pick up that ball quickly. They could have stayed in play and played the advantage, but it was knocked on by Trinidad, so it went to the first infraction. Trinidad and Tobago will have a scrum.
Time back on.
Trinidad and Tobago are going to want to work quickly, start getting some points on the board. So they just couldn't get into this game early, and it took the wind out of their sails.
Shanshana Mason on now in scrum half position.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Ball's in. I think USA South have stolen it. Yes, they have. Durkin comes away with it through the hands of Black. She goes on her own, then looks for Sargent. Sargent, powerful player. Great ball handling skills as well. Durkin this time across the face of the stand-in fly half 11.
First person.
First person got hands on it.
Trinidad and Tobago going for the kick. They want to get out of their territory and into the territory of USA South.
Numbers.
Moving up this lovely green pitch at the UE Mona Bowl.
3. 3. 3. No, they call 3 in the lineup. They call 3 in the lineup. Yeah?
Trinidad and Tobago taking a leisurely stroll up to the lineup.
Yeah, 3. Line is yours.
I don't know if you can hear in the background the cheering, the game preceding this one. Tight match all the way through.
No.
Mexico just edging out Cayman Islands
It's up. She can stay out.
for third place in this tournament.
Bit of indecision on the line out there, so it'll be reset, or it'll go for a scrum.
This match now, the final. 15s rugby women's final. USA South confidently moving up the pitch again.
Yep, and Trinidad sitting back waiting for them to come. USA South dominant in this one. Black looking to throw the ball out the back. Sargent coming at pace. Ball put down to the ground. That'll go the way of Trinidad and Tobago.
It's a scrum here, ladies. Scrum here.
These women are definitely getting their scrum practice in.
Over here. Over here.
Be a massive benefit to their clubs playing in the local leagues. This experience is very important, and it carries on and helps the development of the clubs.
Bind.
So they're putting for Trinidad and Tobago. The USA South's been powerful throughout, but occasionally Trinidad and Tobago do come away with it, like this time. Jack there looking for the inside ball for Monreal, another outside ball, nice little loop around. Good stuff, out to Jack again. She steps inside, looks for the offload, she's powering through. Nice to see some urgency about Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, beautiful flow there with the ball. See if they can keep it going. Jade Husbands with the ball in hand now.
You have advantage, Trinidad.
A few bodies down there on that. The Trinidad and Tobago pack. That's Dennis again. Every time she moves forward, she gains yards. Offside, USA South.
Dennis with the big carry there, pumping her legs, makes it very difficult for her to be brought to ground. Just getting some attention here.
So we have penalty to you. Where you are? Oh, great, thanks, man.
So scoreline right now, all joy for USA South. Seeing a little bit of disappointment from the fans, the U19s. The scoreline is definitely a rough one for Trinidad and Tobago. 30-0, we're getting towards the end of this final half of the final match for this tournament. The under-19 men, they had their finals yesterday, so they've already finished and are in celebration mode.
A few happy faces out there for USA South. They think they've got this in the bag, and I think I have to agree with them. They're getting pre-hydration in. You get that? No, bad joke. Celebrations pre-hydration. No.
Here's the last conversion kick. Beautifully made.
T. Fletcher getting that one over. Phenomenal performance from her. And all of the girls really there just getting some breathing in, a little bit of focus. Such a well-oiled machine, this USA South team.
Absolutely, we're seeing so many of the routines that the team goes through together and individually to be prepared for the games. Electra's back on her feet. She is coming off the pitch, but she's doing so on her own accord.
That's great to see. You know, I can't believe she's so young. She's going to be a great one for the future. I'd love to see more of her running out in Trinidad and Tobago colours.
Quick response from our medical team. There was medic training here earlier in the week, which added to the capacity of the medical team. As you've seen, they've been super responsive getting on the pitch. Chairman of the Jamaica Rugby Union, that's his voice over the speakers, infusing some energy in.
Trinidad and Tobago will have the put in over there on the far side, over by the DJ tent. You can see that.
Better now? Great.
Just a bit of a readjustment. The Trinidad and Tobago scrum looking much better in this second half.
Set.
Love to see jostling, picking and going around this corner.
Backwards, play on.
Yeah, definitely a lot of wins along the way as far as play and certain things that the coaches have indicated their teams are working on. Sometimes that is not reflected in the scoreline, and I know that is going to impact the morale of the team, but they have made loads of achievements together in this tournament. Trinidad and Tobago staying in this game. Maybe we can see some pep in their step. We just saw a great play. Good ball handling back and forth from the line.
USA South looks like they stole that one. They've kept it alive somehow. Backwards. Ball went backwards, says the referee.
Now we're seeing that pressure from TNT.
Tackle made and then released. USA South. Sargent looking to a pod of forwards coming and looking lively towards the 50. Durkin still on the field, getting through some serious yards. Oh, and a forward pass there, unfortunate.
USA South still have their eyes on more prizes. There have been some pretty high score lines. Some games very close, others big points differential. In the round robin portion of the tournament, those points do matter, and that is how these finals were lined up for today.
Yeah, there's a good few surprises. Great game at one point, Jamaica against Mexico, and Jamaica put a big shock on Mexico. 12-10, I think that was. This game, the earlier game from USA and Trinidad and Tobago at the beginning of the tournament, Trinidad shocked USA 6-5. So some really tight and interesting games and big surprises.
Always interesting to see how the teams develop, work on different strategies throughout the tournament, the ones that are growing in the tournament. How does the impact of playing multiple games, 15's longer match time than 7's, which many of these athletes are more accustomed to playing. Definitely more wear and tear. We did see an exhibition 7's match earlier. The TNT under 19s haven't had enough rugby, and so they gave the younger players on the team, gave the under 18 Jamaican home team, who will be traveling across to Tobago for Commonwealth Youth Games, an exhibition match to showcase the 7's, which they'll be playing over there at Shaw Park in Tobago.
Yeah, that'll be an exciting competition.
Set.
Lots of rugby lined up in the Caribbean right now.
Jostling taking that ball out. Jack scooping it up, looking for some help. His Panther. Nicely weighted pass to Munro. Cover tackles coming across for USA South and driven back to ground. Katara, Munro. Kantiba looking for Phillips. Phillips is on her own. She's tackled well by the USA South team. Looking for Onika George at the front of that pod of players. Another good USA tackle.
USA South saying access denied as Trinidad and Tobago looks to find space for their runners. USA South just driving the TNT team backwards. Malika Barclay carrying up the ball now.
First person strong on our feet. Time has expired.
We're now in the referee's time. It has expired. This is likely to be the last play of this game.
USA South looking to have another run with it. Going inland a little. Maybe looking for the last 5 points. They've got the attack is all stacked up on this near side and they're coming quickly. Durkin looking to Black for Sargent. Sargent's running at the wings with a nice little offload. Gets in that 5 channel and they've had enough. They'll take the trophy home with them. USA South 30 points to over Trinidad and Tobago. Jubilation for the USA South. What a result for them, a great comeback.
There we see the USA South team rushing on, congratulating each other on the pitch. They are victorious again, the reigning champions of this Rugby America's North 15's tournament.
Commiserations to Trinidad and Tobago. Some of the girls looking despondent there. USA South obviously jubilant. Some happy faces, some sad faces, but all around rugby wins. And now I believe the party may begin. If Jerry Benswick, the chairman of Jamaica Rugby, has got anything to do with it, There will be some loud music and a bit of a party here in Jamaica on a very nice Sunday afternoon as the Trinidad and Tobago girls clap the USA South winners off the field. A great view of the squad leaving the field, dominant 2 years in a row. There will be a ceremony. Stick around for that, ladies and gentlemen. What a fantastic week of rugby we've had here. What a great view it's been. That's been my view for the entire week. And then Jesse Primit there, happy, one of the Tampa Bay Crew rugby players coming in from Florida. She's had a great week, her debut out here for USA South. Moms and dads, boyfriends and girlfriends, family all around the world. USA South have won this one. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to stick around a little while. 30 points to 0. You can see the score there. USA South 30 points to 0 over Trinidad and Tobago Rugby Football Union. We'll have a look through some of the highlights. And USA South were dominant with this one. T. Fletcher with the kickoff, and the early mistake, that might have been a sign from Trinidad and Tobago to just pack up and go home because they dropped it early. Campbell got the first points over in the form of a penalty for USA South, and that was Campbell there taking the ball into contact. She got through a hell of a lot of work, especially in the first half, and that released the winger to dot down in the corner. Phenomenal work there from Corrales. She dotted down a few times throughout this week, and there's the Campbell point. That's where the sticks are. She gets over 9 times out of 10. Campbell played phenomenally well all over the park. This was a bit of a maul from USA South, going and putting under Trinidad and Tobago. Massive pressure. I never saw the body at the bottom of all of that. Another version of it here. See that number 1, Callie Woods maybe, is who dotted that one down.
Release the runaway! Release the runaway!
And here we go, Durkin. A quick pick and go for her. Just get between the legs.
Release the runaway!
Durkin. Just relentless, Durkin, today. Full of running, lots of work. Delivered the passes that she needed to from scrum half, and then has also managed to get on the score sheet. Black was great at fly half, wasn't she? Nice little pass through the hands to get to the top side. Again, Corrales, this time in the other corner. So a phenomenal series of tries for USA South, along with a few phenomenal kicks for them as well. You see those getting popped over left and right. And that was the end of it. That's the result that USA South were looking for. And there's a bit of celebration out there for the cameras too. I think we're going to go down sideline and just give us a moment. We'll be going down there while we take a look at the still some smiling faces down Trinidad and Tobago. And we'll get down to, they're ready for us at the sideline. What's going on, Maria, down there? Go ahead.
Well, we are here on the sidelines. You can hear there's lots of celebration going on. I'm here with Captain Leah Kintiba for Trinidad and Tobago, and I know this was not the result that your team was hoping for in this final match. Can you tell us a little bit about what the team was working on and how you were able to stick together to get through?
Well, our goal was to be better than we was last year, which we did. We had our game plan. We stick to it during the tournament. It just so happened that within this last game, we just fall apart a little. We catch back ourselves, and then we started to fall apart again, and then we end up sticking it and getting to the end of it. We hope to go back, get ready, prepare for the next one, which is next year, and come out even better.
Yes, so bronze medal last year, silver this year. It's always hard. The silver medal doesn't feel like a win, but congratulations on the second place finish.
Thank you very much.
So here we have T. Fletcher, USA South. Oh, and she's come with support. We saw that awesome formation with the pack moving forward like a train. T. Fletcher, tell us a little bit about what you thought coming into this game after that 1-point loss to Trinidad and Tobago.
Respectfully, I mean, they're a great program, a great group of women, and we knew that we were going to come in, that they weren't going to roll over for us, and we knew we had gas in the tank and what it took, and a really great group that were hungry, that sacrificed a lot to be here, and that we could get the job done.
Yeah, brilliant rugby that we saw on the pitch, so much discipline, excellent skills. It's great always having you in these tournaments. I know that you guys are a measure, you're very successful in tournaments. How do you feel when you're playing the teams and the development that you're seeing in the Caribbean?
Sorry, I couldn't hear that.
So, coming out victorious in these, I'm so sorry, we're keeping you from your celebrations. Just saying that you're very consistent in these tournaments in the Caribbean, and that's a massive part of our development, what we're doing here. And so I was asking your opinions and your feelings about those contributions that you make.
I mean, it's great. It gives us the opportunity to continue elevating every year that we come here. I mean, it's an opportunity for us, and you know, we're growing rugby in the U.S., so we're seizing the opportunity to be here.
Yeah, and each team, like that, I've been 3 times, and you know, every year each team keeps getting better and better and better competition. So.
Yes, well, thank you so much. Please go and celebrate with your team. Congratulations, first place, gold medal, Rugby Americas North, women's 15s.
Thank you.
Sending straight back up to Gavin.
Thanks, Maria. Great stuff, great words from both team captains there. T. Fletcher, a legend in the USA game, and led very well. This USA South team are lining up, hungry for their medals. But first up is going to be Trinidad and Tobago. See Erin Kennedy down there alongside Scott. I'm not sure who's delivering the trophies. I see also Neil Brooks, the general manager for Rugby Americas North. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being here with us and watching SportsMax TV all week. It's been a great contest, great production here. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I think, oh, there you go. Maria Thomas is going to put another hat on, it looks like. She'll be maybe helping deliver those medals to the players. Now taking off her commentator hat and putting on the presidential hat of Trinidad and Tobago for the team. Handshakes and smiles. And well-deserved silver medal for Trinidad and Tobago. They've improved. They came 3rd last year, this year 2nd. Maybe it's gold next year. I know they're going to come back and they're going to put some major effort in to continue to get better over the next year. Lots more rugby for them, though, in different models. The Sevens is going on. Lots of rugby. Well, the Junior Commonwealth Games, and then the cycle begins again. There's always something going on. We tend to get down here for RAN at least 5 or 6 times a year for these kind of competitions. So both on the men's and women's side. Obviously the under-19s was won yesterday by USA South boys. So 2 for 2 for USA South. Well deserved, great player there, Stephen. Kathleen Stevens getting her medal just there. Viola Jack. Big smiles from them, they deserve it. They played well. Great competition. The replacement scrum half, Monica George there, towering figure. Maria Thomas trying to get her medals organised so the girls can begin their celebrations or the relaxations, recovery. Janelle Duncan again, alongside Marika Mendez. Mason getting her medal. O'Brien and Phillips getting hers. So that's Viola Jack. Jorsling, and then the captain, Kintoba. She's been phenomenal. And before she runs away, she's going to be presented with the second place plaque from Maria Thomas, the president of Trinidad and Tobago, and our sidekick over here in the commentary booth for the week. Great stuff. Congratulations, Trinidad and Tobago. Second ain't bad. Pretty good work from the Trinidad and Tobago ladies, always improving. You can hear Jerry Benswick in the background, emceeing in the fields here. The man that's put this tournament on for us. And that's a great picture, all smiles. Alex Lewis there in the middle. Tandia Jack and Fiola Jack, the sisters, and then the George sisters as well. Now, it's the time of USA South. They're going to have some fun this evening. Just having a quick chat at the front there, greeting Neil Brooks, who will be giving the medals out. Number 1, Callie Woods, Lakita Sutton getting hers. Roble, Coppage, Bradley, the great kicker throughout this. Amanda Reeling, great tries earlier in the tournament, playing well at the line out. Kat Davis, Durkin, Samantha Black. I really appreciate the fact that the USA South ladies got in the correct number order, making my life much easier right now. Cola Surdo, Cynthia Campbell, last year's MVP. She looks like she had fun out there. Jessie Premitt getting hers. She's had a great week, her debut. The Tampa Crew girl. Such a fun group. They look like they've had a blast this week. And rejoining the back of the line again. Stacia Thompson. Sargent, I think, was dominant. Whenever she was on the field, she was phenomenal. And then Emily Malsit. Now the coaching staff going through as well, getting their medals. I don't know if they've got enough for everybody, but great to see this. Just want to hold on for a second. They're ready to celebrate, but they've still got to get a trophy. T. Fletcher getting her medal there. General Manager Neil Brooks. There's Scott again. He's going to be handing over the trophy to T. Fletcher there. And massive celebrations for USA South champions. Rugby Americas North 2023 for the women's 15s. Phenomenal work, USA South, and a well-deserved trophy. Congratulations, USA South. Big win. Both the boys, under-19s, and the women's tournament. Don't get any better than that. Same thing happened last year as well. Okay, and as you see, all the girls getting together for one big two-team photo opportunity. Beautiful stuff. Lots of smiles. First and second place. And that's what rugby's all about. So this is what our day looked like. Mexico getting the third place, the bronze medal, 15-11 win over the Cayman Islands. And then obviously you saw this one, USA South, 30 points over Trinidad and Tobago, a convincing final to lift the trophy and get the gold medal for day 5 of this competition. It's been a great week. I just want to thank everybody for coming out this week. Jamaica were great hosts. Great work from the SportsMax crew and the Rugby Americas North team, the referees, the medical staff. It's been a phenomenal week. I want to thank you on behalf of the rest of the commentary crew. You can see the boys that did all of their work, finished up yesterday. And thanks again. We're clocking off for the evening. Thanks again and have a great rest of your weekend, ladies and gentlemen.